Welcome to the Rich Rebel Football Pregame Show. We are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Today, the Rich Rebel football team takes on the Thermopolis Bobcats here in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Kickoff is scheduled for about 30 minutes from now. When we return, we'll cover our scene set for today's game. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
You're tuned into the Rich Rebel pregame show, where we are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for our scene set, brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty. Buying and selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Call Pam Cornea today, 435-779-0012. And once again, this is another great venue here in Wyoming to check out a football game. As we have the mountains in the background. They're looking incredibly great. Once again, being a Midwestern guy, I love the mountains. I can't get enough of them. And I'm just super excited about this game. It's going to be a game of two different styles, where the Rebels like to run and ground and pound the ball, where the Bobcats of Thermopolis like to air it out. The weather is beautiful for today's game. The sun is shining, not a cloud in sight. And this is going to be the third 11-man football game that the Rich Rebels take part in. And it's going to be interesting to see them improve, as they've improved both weeks that they've played 11-man football. Our scene set today has been brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty. Whether you're buying or selling in Bear Lake, Idaho, or Utah, call Pam Cornea today, 435-779-0012. When we come back, we'll visit with South Rich High alumni Pete Cornea, who graduated in 1974, on the Mound Valley Cattle Company segment. Where are they now? You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Time for the Mound Valley Cattle Company pregame show segment called Where Are They Now? This week, we're talking to Pete Cornea, a South Rich High School graduate of 1974. Thanks, Pete Cornea, for being part of today's pregame show. It is now time for our Mound Valley Cattle Company Where Are They Now segment. And in today's segment, we're talking to Pete Cornea, who is a 1974 graduate of South Rich High School. How are you doing today, Pete?
Good.
That's good to hear. Can you just kind of talk about what it means to you to grow up? Although you graduated from South Rich High School that eventually merged with the other schools to become Rich High School, what does it mean to you that you grew up in a small town like this?
Oh, it was huge. You know everybody. When you're making decisions, you have a lot of people to use for examples. You don't have quite so much of that in a larger town. We had a very small class. There were only 18 that were in my graduating class, and we lost one young man when we were sophomores. I think we finally ended up graduating 18, but so you knew everybody very well. You were friends, and you had a relationship with everybody in that school. That was a plus side. Perhaps we didn't have quite as many opportunities as kids have at a bigger school, but we certainly never felt deprived.
So what are some of the things that you've been doing since you graduated high school? Give us a little bit of an update on yourself.
I graduated from Utah State University. I rodeoed for several years until I had an accident that broke my neck, and that kind of ended my bareback riding. I married my present wife back in 1988, and we have, between the two of us, have 3 boys and a daughter. They're all grown now, obviously. One of my sons is part of the staff at Rich High School now. The other 2 are out farther away. And my daughter trains racehorses, which she loves. The other 2 boys one of them's involved in racehorses, and the other manages a mechanic shop in Evanston. My oldest boy, Clint, he participated in basketball at Rich and also had some success in high school rodeo. My middle boy, Dirk, he wrestled and played some football. Both these kids had good experiences at Rich and had opportunities that they were certainly glad to partake of. My wife graduated from Morgan High School, so she bleeds blue now, but it's tinged a little bit with Morgan's color. She still loves her hometown and her school, which is the way it ought to be.
So I heard a little rumor, I guess, about yourself, Pete, that you've written a couple of books.
Well, I wrote a Christmas poem for my daughter back in 2005. She was 5 years old, and I started on Christmas Eve and finished it Christmas morning. And I didn't do anything with it for quite a while, and then they had me come into the church one night for a Christmas party and asked me to read that poem. And I did. And I looked down in the audience, and there was a man sitting there with tears running down his cheeks. And I thought, maybe I ought to do something with that poem. So that got it started. And then I've written a lot of cowboy poems. And the other book is a compilation of about 50 of those poems, my favorites. So I guess you could say, and I've managed to turn it into a couple of books. How's that? I'm not a novelist.
But it sounds like you're a poet, which I think that's even cooler. Cowboy poetry was how it was described to me as well, and that's super interesting. Is that something that you've always wanted to do, or was that just on a limb you wrote that poem?
Well, I wrote one many, many years ago and never wrote another one. And then I was home with my youngest son. My wife was gone, and they just discovered the first mad cow in the United States. And I just put pen to paper and wrote a poem I called Ballad of the Mad Cow. And it seemed to be well received. I just started doing it whenever I got a good idea or had an experience I thought would turn into a good poem, I wrote it. I've written close to 100 now, which isn't very many when you compare it to somebody like Mr. Flake out of Arizona. I think he'd written 250 or something like that. But I've had a lot of fun with them.
That's super interesting. One last question before you go, Pete. What does it mean to you to have a couple generations worth of family as Rebels? As you alluded to earlier, you have a son that still works at Rich High School. What does it mean to you to have just a couple generations of kids that went to the same school?
Oh, it's huge. I've always been a fan of Rich County schools, and my daughter played volleyball and basketball. My son, that's a teacher, he played football and basketball, and he's involved in some coaching and teaches science. My other 2 boys, I know they enjoyed their time at Rich. It's just huge to know that they were able to participate in the things, the activities they wanted, because a lot of times those are in a large school, you don't get that chance. You know, there can always be somebody that jumps a little higher, runs a little faster, and so the opportunities are more available, I think, to kids as far as sports and some of the things. If a kid wants to do something at Rich, he's got the desire and the work ethic, he can usually do it.
Awesome, Pete. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
We want to thank Pete Cornea for talking with us today and giving us an update on Where Are They Now. And thanks to Mountain Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho, for making this segment of today's game possible. Mountain Valley Cattle Company, supporting Rich Rebels in all their endeavors. Coming up next, the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital pregame coaches show. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. You're listening to
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, from the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. You'll feel the difference.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Today we are in Thermopolis, Wyoming, where the Rich Rebels take on the Thermopolis Bobcats. This week I had a chance to visit with head coach of the Bobcats, Coach Matt McPhee, and Rebels head coach Tyson Larson. This is what Coach McPhee had to say.
So I'm with the head coach of the Thermopolis Bobcats, head coach Matt McPhee. Coach McPhee, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited about this matchup coming up on Friday. This should be a very entertaining matchup of two clashing styles. Can you kind of just give us what the identity of your team is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could wrap it up in a nutshell, but, start off, we're young. We've only got, two seniors that are playing for us right now. I guess 3 if you count. We've got a place kicker that's pretty much what he does. He's a senior as well. But so we've got a bunch of young kids out there. And, offensively, we'll spread the ball out a little bit. We're a spread team. Got a quarterback that's been playing for a couple of years that throws the ball around pretty well. So, defensively, I think our linebacking core is the strength of our team out there. So I'd like to say we're pretty downhill, I guess, on defense, try to rally to the ball. But, a bunch of young kids that we see are getting better each week.
We're a couple of maybe underclassmen that have stepped up and really taken on the challenge of being a leader despite not having very many seniors on the team.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them, Aaron. There really are. I mean, we've got a freshman playing defensive end for us. Armani Dukes plays on both sides of the ball as a freshman, and that's a big ask for a kid coming in that was just playing middle school ball a year ago, but he's doing a good job for us. And 2 of our linebackers are actually twins, Chris and Ryan Aarons. They're both playing both ways for us as well at the receiver position, and one plays inside linebacker, one plays outside. So they're both doing a good job for us. And another sophomore that's really stepped up is Armani's older brother, who's just a sophomore, Dale Dukes. He plays a little DB for us and also plays receiver. And he's had a couple 100-yard receiving games the last 2 games and has done a good job for us. So, that's just to name a couple of them that have stepped up. Guys on the up front offensive line. Got a sophomore center, sophomore guard as well. Logan Defoe is our center. He plays a little bit of defensive end for us as a sophomore. And Brody Sorensen's another sophomore that's given us good reps on both sides of the ball on the offense and defensive line.
So I know your guys' record isn't quite what you'd want it to be, but just by watching film and checking out the results, it seems like there are some things that you could take away from as positives. What are some of the things that you've liked about your team so far this year?
Well, we've moved the ball. I think offensively we've done a pretty good job, but we've talked about it as a staff. I mean, the bottom line is we need to score more points. We lost probably our best offensive player in Rody Farrell in game 1. He went out with an injury, and we didn't have him against Kemmer in game 2. And, he's a big part of our game plan. We got him back last week, and he had over 300 yards of offense. But, we've got to, I think when we look at it from a coach's standpoint, the field position battle is going to be big, and we've got to do a better job of on defense shortening the field for our offense, and then vice versa on offense. We've got to finish drives. We've been plagued a little bit by turnovers and untimely turnovers, and we've taken the ball away a little bit on defense too. So we just need to clean some things up on offense as far as taking care of the ball and continue to try to take it away on defense. So those are some positives, but just scoring points, finishing drives is what we need to clean up on offense.
When we return, we will hear from Rebel head coach Tyson Larson on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
So it's you guys' second week of 11-man football, and it looked like your team really settled in.
I think so. We were a little sloppy in the first half. I think just offensively, still just figuring out some things. But they're kids, man, and we coaches. I made some dumb calls too, and I made mistakes calling stuff in. So it's not anything to be too worried over. But no, I'm excited that things started to click, and I thought they played really well.
So you guys posted a 21-0 shutout over Kemmer, who's in a Wyoming high school, so it's an out-of-state matchup, but that's still got to feel pretty good going into Wyoming, going to a different state, shutting a team out and picking up a huge victory on the road.
I do. I was so proud of the defense. They've been playing hard, and Lex Corney does a fantastic job at drawing stuff up for defense to give us best opportunities to succeed there, and the kids buy in and play hard. I've been way pleased with their effort defensively.
So offensively, there was a drive I wanted to highlight at the beginning of the third quarter. You received the kick for the second half, and then you proceeded to spend 7 minutes on the field offensively and cap it off with a touchdown run. How proud of you are of that drive?
That's what I would love to see more of, is taking up clock, winning the time of possession game, and just keeping drives alive, keeping your defense off the field. I think that helps your defense when offensively you succeed. I think they build off each other.
So what happens sometimes in a game where you guys have it pretty well in hand? They tried to bait some of your kids into taking penalties after the play, and your team did a very good job not taking the bait.
Once again, I'm nothing but pleased and proud to be associated with these kids, because they're kids. I'm sure they've said some things in the huddles or in the little scuffles they have, but honestly, I think they do a really good job at trying to be a little bit bigger than them and realize that it's going to hurt everyone else if they do something stupid. But I've been extremely proud with their behavior after the play, like you're saying.
Defensively, you guys racked up, by my last count, 6 sacks. Your defensive line was phenomenal, I thought, in the game. Can you just talk about them for a little bit?
Yeah, no, that's where it starts, is O-line, D-line, and trying to win in the trenches there. And what's cool is it then opens up. We always, like on the team, it's pretty obvious that Max Perry flies around like crazy, and he does really well. But that wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the fantastic D-line. I'm the biggest Max Perry fan alive. But he definitely owes those big fellas up front a little help, because they bring a lot of attention.
So tonight you guys are going to get a little bit of a different challenge in Thermopolis versus last week. What are you expecting to be some of their strengths?
They're pretty quick. They have some extremely fast kids that are definitely talented, and I think they'll try to air raid a lot more than definitely Kemmer did. Kemmer ended up throwing more than we thought, but no, Thermopolis will throw it and they'll beat you with it. So we definitely, hopefully we're ready for it. I think we will be.
You guys are 2-0 when traveling over 4 hours, which is great news because you're going to travel over 4 hours again to Thermopolis. Just what do you guys continuously do to keep the kids ready to play after such a long bus ride?
I don't know. We tried to help them relax at first and just obviously get in the zone, but at the same time, not wear yourself out and stress yourself out. Try and enjoy the ride, but then later, once we're within a couple hours, we try and get them to zone in and quit Snapchatting their girlfriends and playing silly games. Hopefully get tuned in, ready for the game.
So offensively, last week was Carter's not first start, but it was kind of the start of him taking over as the quarterback, as he played quarterback mostly in the Mountain View game after Hunter's injury, and now he's also playing quarterback for the past 2 weeks. What's something we can kind of expect after he's going to be at the helm for a second straight week?
Oh, hopefully he's a little more comfortable there. I think he will be. I think he'll slowly get. He's young, but he plays hard, and I think he will, and I think he'll start taking more and more of a leadership role. Like I said, I love that kid. I think he works really hard, and he will give you everything he's got. I do hope to see a little more. And we tell him all the time, it's like, dude, you can command your troops, like demand respect, and because I think he does, so I think he just needs to get comfortable. I guess telling a kid what to do every once in a while, because that's what you got to do at that spot.
We want to thank Bear Lake Memorial Hospital for sponsoring our coaches show today. We're about 15 minutes away from the opening kickoff between the Rebels and the Bobcats. Coming up, we'll have the epic recreation keys to the game. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
When you drive on the best tires that are rotated, balanced, and inflated properly, you can save money 2 ways. The best tires can reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. That saves you money in the long run. The best tires can also improve your overall miles per gallon. That helps you save every time to fill up at the pump. At Freeway Tire in Evanston, we offer the best tires with the best service for every vehicle. Make sure you're running on the best tires you can. Visit Freeway Tire today, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome back to the pregame show. We are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time to take a look at our Epic Recreation keys to the game. Make your next vacation epic. Visit epicrecreation.net. And we have a special guest today because, unfortunately, Rob Leifson was not able to be with us. Apparently, a family wedding is more important than football, but, you know, you have to respect that. So I'm going to allow our guest to introduce himself.
All right. My name's Jason Chandler. I'm from Woodruff. I have a boy playing. He's a sophomore in high school this year, number 73. And I'm really excited to be here and kind of fill in for where Rob had to go to a wedding. So I played football throughout my high school years, and I love it to death. It's probably one of the greatest sports on earth next to rodeo.
Yeah, nothing we love more than to have a football guy in the booth with me. And we were talking about some of our Epic Recreation keys to the game before we came back from break. What do you got for us?
Pardon? I lost that. Sorry about that.
It's all right. No, so we're talking about some of our Epic Recreation keys to the game. What are some of the keys to the game that we were talking about earlier?
So on the Bobcat football team, their defense. So I guess they have a really good rushing, pretty good rushing.
We're actually going to go to the national anthem real quick, so we're going to have some radio silence. We'll be right back after the national anthem. Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. As we are done with the national anthem, we're going to go with the Epic Recreation keys to the game. We've got about 3 minutes till the Town of Woodruff opening kick. Some of the keys to tonight's matchup is, so the Bobcats have the worst rushing defense in 2A, and it'll be paramount for the Rebels to try to attack their rush defense with the Rebels' rush offense, which has been very good. Trey Walker averages over 100 yards per game, and he's not the only player that can attack. For the Rebels' defense, though, it's going to be all about the air raid attack. The Bobcats like to throw the ball around, so it's going to be paramount for our safeties and our corners to stick with their man and just give our defensive line a couple seconds to get to the quarterback because they are very, very good. Max Perry had 2 sacks last week. As a team, the Rebels had 5 sacks last week, and that could be more this week. So on defense, it's going to be also important for the Rebels to get the lead early, so that way the defense can pin their ears back, and we can go after the quarterback. As they go over starting lineups in-house, we'll be back after this commercial break.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. From the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. You'll feel the difference.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Supporting the Rich Rebels in everything they do. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation in Randolph provide services to Rich Rebel fans every day. Auto repair, tires, sand, and gravel. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation on Main Street in Randolph. Stop in today.
A healthy smile improves life in many ways. Fresher breath, increased confidence, and better overall health. Dr. Sean Grohl and his team at Comprehensive Family Dental have been supporting Rich Rebels for over 25 years. Call today and schedule your next appointment. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community House presentation of Rich Rebels football on 90.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. It is almost time for the Town of Woodruff opening kick as we get our live cam up and running. They are doing the coin toss at center field right now. At midfield. Center field's not a thing in football. As we'll find out quickly which section of the Rebels football team will take the field first. And if you're the Rebels, Jason, I think you'd have to want your defense out there. They set the tone for this team, and that is probably the team's strength is their defense.
Yeah, most definitely. Those guys, oh, man, they can just go in and get the ball. They can get it done.
And that defensive unit is led by number 20 senior Max Perry, who last week was our player of the game with 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks. Not a stat line you see too often in football, as, of course, as we're talking, it looks like the Rebels are going to kick it away. So Yep, the Bobcats will receive. Rebels defense will hit the field first. And I love this from the Rebels. They won the toss. They deferred. And last week it worked to perfection as they got the ball to start the second half, ran 7 minutes off the clock, scored a touchdown, and basically demoralized that Kemmer team. They'll look to do the same thing here as they will kick off to the Bobcats.
Yeah, last week when they started out on defense, that was a really good call on their part.
We are just moments away from the Town of Woodruff kickoff and the Crawford Trough first quarter. The Town of Woodruff always sharing the Rebel pride. As the Rebels take the field, it's the kicking unit. Jaden Desch will boot this one away for the Rebels. As last week, the only success that the Rangers really had was in the kick return game. So let's see if Jaden can put this ball through the end zone. A touchback in high school football is a huge weapon, and Jaden Desch definitely has the leg to do it.
Yes, he does. He's been a good asset to this Rich County team.
As back deep to return, number 11, Farrell. And the kick is underway as it'll be Farrell to field the ball at the 10-yard line. He cuts back to the left, tries to find the outside, gets some room, out to about the 20, across the 30, and he is still on his feet all the way out to the 40-yard line where he is hauled down by a whole host of Rebels. Nice return there for Rhodey Farrell to start the game for the Bobcats. As it was Drake Weston, number 23, on the tackle. Good pursuit. We'll see what the Rebels defense can come up with here as the Bobcats start with great starting field position on their own 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Bobcats. Gavin Shumway will be the Bobcats quarterback. He sends a player in motion. That's Armani Dukes. Send a second player in motion. Shumway gets the snap. He looks to pass. He's rumbling on. Throws it. It's picked off by the Rebels. One play, one interception. The Rebels defense, Noah Perry, sets the tone. 1st and 10 Rebels deep in opposing territory. Once we talked about the defensive line right there.
Yes. Yeah, he was in the right place at the right time, and you couldn't ask for a better shot right there.
It looked like a couple players had their chance at the quarterback, including Trey Walker, as a whole host of Rebels were surrounded by the quarterback. He looked like he was just trying to throw it away. Threw it right in the hands of Noah Perry. Rebels get the ball. 1st and 10 from the Bobcats' 24-yard line.
That is one thing that I know about this team, that they do a lot of passing, so we have an opportunity for a lot of interceptions here.
11:40 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. 1st and 10 Rebels on the 24-yard line of the Bobcats. It'll be Carter Hoffman under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield, trips to his right. They're going to run the option. Hoffman being chased from behind. Can't get to him. Across the 20, out to about the 24-yard line. Out to about the 16-yard line before he's wrapped down. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Rebels. And I do like the option play to start the game. That is one of their strengths.
It is.
11:19 to go. It's still tied 0-0. Rebels get an interception on the first defensive play of the game. Hoffman under center. 2 receivers to his left. They're going to run reverse. Pace. Hunter Pace looks to throw. Has Walker open. He just misses it. As Hunter Pace, who was the starting quarterback to begin the year, had an opportunity there. Trey Walker was open. They just couldn't connect. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6 from the Bobcat 20-yard line. A little bit of trickery right out of the gate. I do like that. That's a good play. With Hunter Pace being a wide receiver now, that's a very good weapon that the Rebels now have. That brings up 3rd and 6. Hoffman. Actually, it's going to be Hunter Pace under center. He's got 2 receivers to his left, one to the right. They send Noah Perry in motion. They're going to hand to Perry on the counter. Perry's going to break a tackle, rumble forward for about a couple extra yards out to about, let's see where they mark them. It's going to be short by about 2. That'll bring up 4th and 2 as Noah Perry was able to get to about the 16-yard line. Tackled by Farrell on the play. Rebels offense, no hesitation. They're going for it. 10:38 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Pace under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. Pace is going to go forward. They're going to push the pile as Hunter Pace does a very good job falling forward. It looks like the Rebels are past the line of scrimmage. That'll be an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10. That's something the Rebels do very well. QB sneaks.
Yes, they do. They'll run it right in there and get that 1st down.
In fact, I think last week the hardest hit that Carter Hoffman took was on a sneak for a 2-point conversion from Noah Perry. He got drilled in the back.
Yes, he did.
A little nicer to Hunter Pace this time as they get the LSR refrigerated 1st and 10. 10-13 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. As Pace comes out under center. Has Perry in the backfield. Sends Trey Walker in motion. They're going to fake to Walker. Pace looks to throw. He has a man. That's Trey Walker in the middle of the field. Catches it to the goal line. Touchdown, Rebels!
Yes.
They capitalized
They got one there.
on the early interception. Hunter Pace to Trey Walker for about a 16-yard touchdown reception. Good effort there from Walker to keep it alive as we update the Station on Main scoreboard.
Yeah, this team here, when they pull together and they act as one, holy cow, the things that they can do.
It looks like the Rebels will go for extra point attempt as we try to adjust the camera as it came out of focus. It'll be Trey Walker to kick the extra point attempt as he ties a little. He's got a band that he ties around his foot to kick. He is a toe puncher, so I think that helps alleviate him breaking his foot. Pace to hold. Snaps, it's a bad snap. Hunter Pace looks to throw, has a man open. Easy 2-point conversion. Rebels avoid disaster. They find Jaden Desch in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Quickly, it's 8-0 Rebels in the Crawford Trough first quarter with 9:51 to go. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats nothing. The defense sets the tone. Offense punches it in. And I don't know if Coach Tyson Larson could ask for a better start.
No, he couldn't. Right there was perfect. That was picture perfect.
It's also good poise there from Hunter Pace as that was a low snap. Hunter was able to scoop it off the ground, stand up, find Jaden Desch wide open in the end zone. Easy pitch and catch.
There was nobody around him at all.
Sometimes when disaster happens, even the defense isn't ready for it and they can't react.
Nope.
But that right there comes from hours of practicing that play. We called it fire in high school when the snap was bad. They'd yell fire. That would mean for the ends to escape and go to the end zone, try to find the corner. Hunter Pace did that.
Try and find the open spot.
Jaden Desch, the recipient of the 2-point conversion, he's lined up to kick. 9:51 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. This kickoff is brought to you by the town of Woodruff. As Desch unleashes, the ball will be fielded by Farrell at about his goal line. He's going to attack the left side of the field. Gets a few blocks, cuts back up the middle, bounces off another tackle out across the 40 to the 45. Rody Farrell has 2 returns so far of 40 and 45 yards. He's been as good as advertised.
Yeah.
As he's almost got 100 all-purpose yards already.
Yeah, they better watch out for that guy.
This will bring out the Rebels defense, who only played 1 play last possession. They'll look to repeat that, but we'll forgive them if they're unable to because they got an interception from Noah Perry. That interception was brought to you by the town of Garden City.
We'll see here if they can do that again.
As the Bobcats come out in the shotgun, it's Farrell next to Shumway to his right. 2 receivers on each side of the line. They send a receiver in motion. They're going to hand to him, end around, up the middle. He's hauled down by Max Perry. Max Perry with a nice tackle. That's going to bring up 2nd and 3 as the runner there was Ryan Arenz, the sophomore who, if you're looking at the roster, number 23 and number 32, they're twin brothers. They're both sophomores. Ryan Arenz as well as Chris Arenz. That was Ryan on the end around. He picks up 6. 2nd down and 2. Excuse me, he picked up 8 with 9:13 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Bobcats look to the sideline to get the signal. They have 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, tight end on the left side of the line. Shumway in the shotgun, gets the snap, drops back to pass, throws quickly, has a man open, caught on the far sideline. That's going to be Delmonico Dukes, his first reception of the ball game. That's going to be a first down for the Bobcats with 8:50 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. But Jason, those are a lot of the concepts that the Bobcats have run forever. Just a quick out for 5 yards, that's a first down.
Yep.
They wait the signals from the sideline. They don't huddle up like a traditional team. That doesn't allow the Rebels to substitute on defense. As Shumway in the shotgun, the ball's on the Rebel 45-yard line. He's going to hand it off to Rody, and he's going to be swallowed up in the backfield by a whole host of Rebels. That's going to push the The original line of scrimmage was the 40-yard line, That's going to push the Bobcats all the way back to the 44. Second down and 14 coming up for the Bobcats. It's a great play by the defensive line of the Rebels. Bobcats stay no huddle. They have 3 receivers to the right. Trips right as the Rebels adjust their defense. Awaiting final instructions from their coach as it's Shumway, shotgun, Rhodey right next to him on his right side. They get the snap. They're going to throw. Rolls out right. Trey Walker's there originally. Max Perry grabs the hold of him. That's Bell. Throws it in the air. He's got a man open. Dukes makes the catch. And that is going to be a touchdown for the moment as we're going to get an illegal block as it looks like one of the Rebels got drilled when he wasn't looking. As we have a player down. Penalty, that's going to go against the Bobcats as after Delmonico Dukes made the catch, the Rebels defender was lit up. We can't quite see who it is. But for now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Welcome back to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football. That touchdown will be taken off the board for the Bobcats as we expected, as they're going to call an illegal crackback block as they block back towards their goal line. You're not allowed to do that for safety issues as that was a huge hit. The player that was injured is Jaden Desch. He walked off the sideline. Ball snapped. Quick little wheel route is going to be chased down by Trey Walker. Nice play by Walker as that's going to lead to a loss of 1. Trey Walker's there to make a great play, bring up second down and 12, loss of 2 on the play as Shumway found Farrell on the swing route. That's actually going to go down as a running play instead of a reception because it was a backwards pass.
Yes.
Farrell loses 2 on the play. It'll bring up second down in about 12 with 7:08 to go in the Crawford Trial first quarter. Rebels with an 8-0 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. As it's Shumway. They come out in the pistol formation, 2 receivers each side. Farrell's the back behind him. They send it back, a receiver in motion. They're going to run that swing route the other way. Noah Perry nearly gets to him. They force him back upfield where he is taken care of by Carter Hoffman and Jack Bell. You got to give credit to Noah Perry there, forcing that play back up the middle. Although he didn't get the original tackle, they're going to still pick up a tackle for a loss. That could have been a huge loss, although Noah Perry did his job, forced it back to the middle. Rebels first face a 3rd down and 15 on defense. See what they can do in a very clear passing situation as Shumway is in the backfield with Farrell. Farrell is to the left of Shumway. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Shumway gets the snap, drops back to pass. He's going to throw deep, has a man. That's overthrown, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down and 15. Interesting to see what the Bobcats do as they are in Rebel territory on the Rebels' 35-yard line. It'll be 4th and 15, and it looks like they're going to go for it.
That's the homework that I did on this team. They are a passing team. They like to pass.
Huge opportunity here for the Rebels to force another turnover. 4th down, 15. 6:08 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 0. Thank you for joining us online at mylocalradio.com and on 98.3 FM as Shumway. Empty backfield, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. They send it back in motion, and we're going to get a false start penalty as the receiver on the near end, that's Chris Arenz, one of the twins that we talked about earlier, jumps a little early on the play. They're going to bring up 4th down and 20, and I think this is going to change what the Bobcats decide to do, except I'm wrong because it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. One thing I have seen a lot of in the West Coast is the quarterback getting the snap and punting, but they're going to change their mind as Rhodey Farrell. Why not have Farrell be the kicker as well? Because he seems to do everything for this team. He's really, really a good player. Once again, he's over 100 all-purpose yards already. on his 2 kick returns and a couple of runs. Farrell gets the snap at about his 50, punts it away. Max Perry's back deep for the Rebels. The ball bounces at about the Rebel 10-yard line, takes a Rebel bounce to the 12 as number 50, that's Ben Weaver, nearly takes out his teammate as he slides in to down that ball. Sometimes the linemen really want to touch the ball.
Yeah, linemen don't get to touch the ball very often. They get a chance to do it. They're definitely going to jump on it.
It'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels on their own 12-yard line. Last offensive drive went very well for the Rebels. Although it was only a 24-yard drive, they punched it in for a touchdown as the station on main scoreboard reads 8-0, Rebels over the Bobcats. Hunter Pace comes out under center. It looks like Pace is going to play a lot of quarterback today. 2 receivers to his left. They send Noah Perry in motion. They're going to give to Perry, and Perry is stopped immediately by the Bobcats' defensive line. Nicely done there by the front of the Bobcats. That'll bring up 2nd down in about 7 as Noah Perry did a good job to get forward momentum for 3 yards. 5:48 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Ball is placed on the Rebel 14 as they send Perry in motion again. They fake to him. Pace is going to pass, rolls to his left, cuts back, makes a man miss, throws the ball downfield. That's going to be intercepted by the Bobcats defense. Nice play there. That's number 55. That's not on our roster. Excuse me, that's Zane Stam. Zane Stam gets the interception with 5:29 to go. Bobcats have the ball deep in Rebels territory. Rebels defense need to hold again as they'll get the ball on about the 24-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats.
Yeah, the defense needs to set it right here and get the wind back in their sails.
As Shumway comes out in shotgun, he has 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left on the far side. As the play clock's winding down on the Bobcats, Shumway steps to the line, gives final instructions, gets the snap, drops back to pass, looks to his left. He's going to throw, has a man incomplete. The defense there from Jaden Desch, as it's good to see Jaden back into the ball game. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Bobcats with 5:20 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Bobcats as they have the ball on the Rebel 24-yard line. Shumway with 2 backs in the backfield. This is the first time we've seen this look. 1 back to his right, 1 behind him in the pistol. They get the snap. They're going to run the option. They give up the middle, and that is number 11, Rody Farrell. He's going to rumble out to about the 15-yard line. They'll bring up 3rd down and about 3. Make that 2 for the Bobcats. 5:01 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. The station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 0. As they come out in the same formation, Farrell is the back to the right. 2 backs in the backfield lined up to the left is Chris Arenz. Shumway gets the snap. Fakes, hands it to Farrell. Farrell on the jet sweep. Cuts it back up the field. He is tackled just past the line to gain for the 1st down. They'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. 4:29 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter.
Looks like they had about 3 or 4 of them there for that tackle to get him down.
This is going to bring up 1st and goal from the Rebel 10-yard line. As this is where it gets a little tough if you're a passing offense. There's not a lot of room when you're in a goal-to-go situation. The end zone really limits how deep your receivers can go. As the Rebels defense looks to get another stop here. They lead 8-0 on the station on main scoreboard. 4 minutes to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Shumway gets the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself, and that's going nowhere as he is tackled by Trey Walker. Makes a nice play as he did not leave the quarterback on the option. Trey Walker picks up the tackle. That ball, that's going to be a loss of 2 for the Bobcats. Nice, another tackle for loss for the Rebels defense. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal from the Rebel 12-yard line, excuse me. Shumway in the shotgun. The station on main scoreboard reads Rebels 8, Bobcats 0. 3:24 to go in the Crawford Trout first quarter. Shumway's in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. Sends one in motion. They're going to hand to him. As they force him to cut back upfield, it's Arenz. And Arenz is going nowhere, as that's number 65 in white for the Rebels. As Jack Bell makes the play. Once again, good job by the exterior of the Rebels defense to force him to cut upfield. That's going to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 13-yard line. Another tackle for loss for the Rebels defense. As the Bobcats come out with 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Shumway, quarterback, in the backfield. It's an empty set. They have a tight end on the left side of the line. As Shumway sends a receiver in motion. Gets the snap. All-out blitz from the Rebels. A screenplay read beautifully there by Carter Hoffman. Nowhere to go after that catch was made by Rhodey. Hoffman was there as soon as Rhodey caught the ball. That's going to bring up 4th down and goal from the 13-yard line. As that was a great read there from Carter Hoffman as he read that screen beautifully, makes the play.
Stopped him right in his tracks.
Brings up another 4th down for the Rebels defense. Brings up the first 4th down for the Rebels defense as the last one was negated due to a false start penalty and they punted. And we are going to get a timeout called by Bobcats head coach Matt McPhee. With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
So this is the Reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. Sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails. Brand new homes now starting at $600,000. Quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Whether you're kicking up the dust.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The Rich Rebels defense on the field, 4th and goal from the 13-yard line from the Bobcats after an interception by the Bobcats' Zane Stam. Rebels with a chance to get off the field here. 4th and goal, once again, from the 13. The Rebels lead 8-0 on the station on main scoreboard. As the Bobcats come out in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. It's Arenz to the left and Rhodey to the right. Going to drop back to pass. Shumway's going to roll, looks to throw. He throws into the end zone, intercepted, except it's out of bounds, as that would have been Jaden Desch's 5th interception, would have moved him up the rankings. He's tied for 4th in the state. That ball goes out of bounds. Turnover on downs brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Rebels with their 2nd turnover of the game. The defense holds strong after a miscue on offense.
Yes, they are.
As the Rebels will take over with 2:22 to go in the Crawford Trout first quarter. The station on the main scoreboard reads Rebels 8, the Bobcats nothing, as the Rebels will take over from their own 12-yard line. And the goal of this drive is to win some field possession back. You'd love to score on every drive if you can, but you want to get the ball off to your side of the field. As Hunter Pace comes out under center, Max Perry's the back in the backfield. They send Trey Walker in motion. They're going to pitch to Walker. He's going to go around the right side. Cuts back up the middle for a couple yards. Breaks a tackle out across the 20 and pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Good second effort there from Trey Walker as he was hit in the backfield. As that'll bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Rebels on the 20-yard line. It's a good start to this drive. Whenever you can get Trey Walker in space, it's usually a good thing for the Rebels.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Trey, he's turned into a magnificent ball player.
As Pace comes out under center, 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. As Pace has Max Perry in the backfield. Sounds like the Rebels audible there. And we're going to get either a timeout called by the Rebels or a delay of game penalty. Looks like delay of game. It'll back the Rebels up 5 yards. They tried to check out of their original play. I think they had something they wanted, just not quite quick enough. Yeah. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Rebels from their own 15-yard line.
I think Hunter read something there that he didn't like, and he was going to try and change it right at the last second.
Rebels come out in the I formation. Trey Walker, Max Perry, they hand to Walker. Walker cuts towards the outside of the field where he is tackled. Nicely done there. From, once again, it's Zane Stam. As Stam's had a pretty good ball game, interception and a nice play on defense already. 2 minutes to go in the Crawford Troth first quarter. The Rebels face a 3rd and 5 from their own 16-yard line. As let's see what the Rebels can draw up here. They come out of the huddle. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. Trey Walker on the right side of the formation. They send Walker in motion. They're going to hand to Walker. He cuts back up the middle, out across the 20, keeps his legs going, and Trey Walker is going to bury his way far enough for an LSR refrigerated first down as he gets the ball out to the 25-yard line. Heck of an effort there from Walker as he was stopped initially short of the line to gain.
He kept them legs a chop, and he just kept pushing forward to that first down.
That is another LSR refrigerated 1st and 10 for the Rebels with 1:14 to go in the Crawford Troth first quarter. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 0. It's going to be Rebels ball, 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. As they come out with Carter Hoffman under center and Hunter Pace is the receiver to the right. Hoffman gets the snap. He's going to run straight forward for the Rebels, pick up a couple yards. That's a play they like to throw in every once in a while, even in not short yardage situations. Try to catch the defense off guard. They pick up 2 there, 2nd down and 8.
Go ahead. Sorry.
As it's Rhodey Farrell on the tackle, as you were saying.
Yeah, they like to run that option right up through that right side of the guard.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Rebels. 25 seconds to go in the Crawford Troth first quarter. Clock is winding. Hoffman under center again. As Hoffman gets everyone set, they send Noah Perry in motion. They're going to hand to Max Perry up the middle. He bounces off a few tackles, keeps his legs going. Out across the 35, across the 30, nearly to the first down. That ball is going to be at the 33-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Rebels. And they will attack 3rd and 3 after this commercial break. That'll bring us to the end of the Crawford Troth first quarter. The station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 0. You're listening to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Listen to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats none. Rebels got an interception on the opening play of the game, punched that in for a touchdown, and it's been a defensive struggle since. 8-0 the station on main scoreboard reads as we enter in the second quarter. This second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane and Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. As the Rebels give it to Max Perry. Max Perry breaks a tackle out across the 50 to the 45 to the 40. Keeps it going to the 30, and he is finally hauled down by number 32, Chris Arenz. Max Perry with the big run up the gut.
That was awesome.
That flips the field for the Rebels. He's hauled down at the Bobcats' 30-yard line. That is a 30-yard run for Perry, as he made a man miss at the 45 to keep that run going, his own 45, as the Rebels now have the ball in Bobcats territory. 1st and 10, that's an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Hoffman gets the snap, hands in the backfield again to Perry. Why not? Perry's going to reach out, try to pick up a yard or two, gets 1 yard on the last effort. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 with 11:20 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Rebels marching down the field. They have the ball on the Bobcats' 28-yard line. That play happened so quickly, I didn't even get my ad read out before Max Perry was at half field. The Rebels offense comes out. It's Carter Hoffman under center. Perry's the back in the backfield. They sent Trey Walker in motion. They fake to Perry. They're going to run the option. Hoffman cuts it upfield. Nicely done there by the Bobcats defense. As they had a man run with Trey Walker to stop the pitch, and then they found Carter Hoffman. Once again, number 55, Zayton Stam with the tackle. He's had a tremendous opening half to this ball game for the Bobcats. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. The ball on the Bobcat 28-yard line. 10:33 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. As the Rebels face 3rd and long for the first time in this game, and they're going to call a timeout as Coach Tyson Larson wants to talk about this. And with that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 0. We'll be back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Station on main scoreboard reads 8-0. Rebels with the lead here in the T7 Propane second quarter. 10:18 to go. Hunter Pace under center. He rolls to his left. He's going to throw. Throws back to Perry. Perry drops the ball. That's going to be an incomplete pass. As Max Perry was looking upfield before he caught the ball. Drops it, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 8 for the Rebels on the 28-yard line. Decision time for the Rebels. And it looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 8 on the opponent's 28-yard line. I do like this call. Have some faith in your offense. As the Rebels will look to maintain a drive that started at their own 12. They have the ball on the Bobcats 28 right now. Hunter Pace under center. He's got trips to his left. Max Perry in the backfield. As Pace gets the snap, sends Max Perry in motion. They're going to throw to Perry. Perry catches with a head of steam up the middle. He's going to continue to fight forward. Gets out to about the 20-yard line. They're going to call him down before he reached out, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. I like the play call. Just unfortunately, the Bobcats had just good enough defense to stop us from getting a first down. That'll be a turnover on downs with 10 minutes to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 0.
He was right there on that. Another 6 inches longer arm, he would have made that first.
As the Bobcats come out with one receiver to the right, 2 to the left, back in the backfield's Rhodey. As the Bobcats get the final instructions from the sideline. Shumway gets the snap. Hands to Rhodey across the left side. A shoestring tackle there from Trey Walker. Nicely done there from Walker. Or else Rhodey had some room to run. Gain of about a yard on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9. As the Bobcats stay in the hurry-up offense. I'd actually call this maybe a delayed hurry-up where they don't necessarily huddle up, but they get the instructions from the sideline. This does not allow the Rebels to substitute on defense. As Shumway gives his final instructions to his receiver. Shumway gets the snap, looks near side, throws a pass that's caught by a Bobcat, and he is wrapped up immediately there by Riker Hoffman. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 for the Bobcats. Give credit to Levi Stonehouse for being in on that tackle as well. 9:13 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter as we have a flag down on the field. As the Bobcats are going to get an illegal procedure penalty. That'll back them up 5 yards. We're going to redo second down. That'll back them up 5 yards from the original line of scrimmage. They'll bring up second down at about 14 from the Bobcat 17-yard line. It's a big break there for the Rebels. That gives them a chance to try to pin the Bobcats back further for a third down versus having a third down and 4. Much more manageable third down there. Now the Rebels defense has an opportunity here. Second down and 14 from the 17-yard line with 9:13 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Shumway comes out in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. He's got Rhodey in the backfield with him. Actually, Rhodey is behind him in the pistol formation. Shumway gets the snap. They're going to throw to Rhodey. Rhodey catches, and Trey Walker's there. Rhodey's actually going to throw, has a man open in the middle of the field. They catch the ball as that ball is caught at the 45-yard line. Jaden Desch is there to make a touchdown-saving tackle as Rhodey throws to Armani Dukes, the freshman, with a big reception there on second down. That's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on the Rebel 40-yard line as they nearly blew that play up in the backfield. Good job there from Rhodey to break a tackle to be able to throw that ball. As the Bobcats come out, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Shumway gets the snap, looks to throw, drops back, hit as he throws. That ball is going to go long, incomplete, as Riker Hoffman on the coverage. As a couple of blitzers for the Rebels got home and forced Shumway to throw that ball quicker than he wanted to.
And that Armani Dukes, she said that he was a freshman this year, so he's got a lot of years left ahead of him to play some good ball.
Not only is he a freshman, he's a two-way starter for the Bobcats as well. He's a very impressive kid. As the Bobcats come out, trips to the left. Rhodey's in the backfield. Shumway. He's to the left of Shumway. They got 1 receiver on the far side. As Shumway gets the snap, he's going to drop back to pass. Throws immediately. It's a screen play to Rhodey. He runs out across the 35-yard line to about the 33. That'll bring up third down and about 3 for the Rebels.
Looked like Drake Weston there was there to slow him down for the other guys to get him down on the ground.
That's a play they ran earlier down here on this end in the red zone that was blown up by Carter Hoffman right away. This time it works for 8 yards. 3rd and 2 for the Bobcats on the Rebel 40-yard line. On the Rebel 32-yard line. Bobcats come out. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Shumway in the backfield with Rhodey. Shumway gets the snap, looks right, throws immediately, has a man. It's Delmonico Dukes, breaks a tackle, cuts it back upfield. He is hauled down by the Rebels. It looks like that's Max Perry on the far side, but that's going to be far enough for a first down for the Bobcats. As that's what the Bobcats like to do. They like to throw it quickly and they like to get their receivers out in space, as it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Rebel 28 with 7:15 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. The Rebels lead 8-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Bobcats receive final instructions from the sideline. As Rhodey lines up to the left of Shumway. They have 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, as the Bobcats are going to be forced to call a timeout, as there's a little confusion on the play. With that, you listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We're going to keep it right here with the Bear Lake Realty, the Gare Bear Fan Cam, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty and broker Gary McKee. As we try to find the ad read for. There it is. Tonight's Fan Cam is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, your home and real estate investment experts. Whether you're looking for a beachfront property, a mountain retreat, year-round living, or investment properties, call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty. As we try to find some Rebels fans in the crowd, they're right below us. As we look down, you're going to see an umbrella, as that's a Rich Rebel faithful umbrella as we try to find them. So again, they're all on our side. We're in the visitors press box as we're going to go back to our live cam with the Rebels leading 8-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 6:46 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208.
Looks like football's as big as here as it is in Rich County. They got a lot of fans in their stands over there.
That's got to be something, if you're a coach, that drives you crazy when you get a nice big play 1st and 10 and you can't get lined up properly, so you have to call a timeout. That's their second timeout they've called this half. One remaining for the Bobcats. They have the ball 1st and 10 from the Rebel 20-yard line. Shumway in the backfield. Rody's to his right. As they send a receiver in motion, they're going to give to Rody. Rody is hit at the line of scrimmage, keeps going, and he's going to bounce off a tackle out to the 10, to the 5, and he is tackled near the goal line. And they're going to give it to him, a touchdown for the Bobcats, as Rody Farrell rumbles in from 20 yards out. Station on Main scoreboard now reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 6. As that was a very close play at the goal line, they're going to give the touchdown to Rody Farrell. The Bobcats are going to kick an extra point attempt with the left-footed kicker. As it's McCumber to kick. Kicks on the way. Up through the uprights. It is good. As the Bobcats cut the Rebels' lead 8-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Station on Main scoreboard now reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 7. With 6:35 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter, the Rebels will receive the kick with a chance to try to pick up some momentum on the offensive side of the ball. As that was a long possession, the defense was out there. I would like to say you want to keep your defense off the field, but a lot of these players play two ways.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you got to keep the offense as much as you can out there to make some points and get them on the board.
A little less energy exerted when you're playing offense
yeah.
than when you're trying to defend.
Yeah, there is.
As the referees are awaiting both teams, they get a 60-second timeout in between the touchdown and the kickoff. As I assume it'll be Owen McCumber to kick the ball away as he kicked the extra point attempt. As the Rebels come out, they're going to have Max Perry and Trey Walker back deep. They're right now currently at the 25-yard line. As it'll actually be Rody Farrell to kick off for the Bobcats. I mean, why not? Once again, he punts for him. He runs for him.
He does.
Kid does a lot for the team. He's very impressive, the senior from Thermopolis. As he lines up, ball's teed up to go. They do a little chant before he approaches, kicks the ball away, and that's going to find Max Perry at about the 25-yard line. Perry to the near side, around the corner. He's going to cut back upfield. Breaks a few tackles out across the 50 to the Bobcat 47. Max Perry with a little momentum gainer right there for the Rebels as he returns that ball 23 yards into Bobcat territory. 1st and 10 for the Rebels on the Bobcat 47-yard line. They're actually going to mark him closer to the 49 as Max's knee went down before he reached out.
That was a good read and a good run.
But right there's the advantage of having a kicker like Jaden Desch that can kick the ball nearly to the goal line.
Yes.
Where a 20-yard return only gets you back to the 20. Here it gets you out across midfield. As the Rebels come out, quarterback under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. Hoffman takes the snap. He's going to roll. Keeps it himself. Finds the hole. Out across the 40 to the 35. Finds the goal. End zone. Finds the outside to the 30. Out to about the 27-yard line. As Carter Hoffman's run so mesmerizing, it's got me mixing my words up. Bring up 1st down and 10 for the Rebels as they spot the ball at the 26-yard line. That's an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10 with 6:10 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Rebels go quickly. Hoffman under center. 2 receivers to the right. None to the left. A little bit of a jumbo package on the left side. Hoffman gets the snap. They're going to try the same thing, except this time Hoffman's hit right away. That's a nice play there from Ryan Arendz. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 5:47 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. The Rebels lead 8-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As they tried to hurry up right there, run the same play the other way, try to catch the defense sleeping.
Yeah, they were trying to bring it up the right side there on that one.
Give a heck of an effort there from the Bobcats, though, to get back, get ready, and be ready to go. As we Hunter Pace under center, trips to his right. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. Pace sends Perry in motion. They're going to pitch to him. Max Perry catches it. He's going to cut back. He's going to slip down as that tackle will officially go to Jessen Basie as he's going to pick up a tackle as Max Perry fell. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 14 for the Rebels. And this has been kind of the issue for the Rebels offense. They have big explosive plays, and then they stall out a little bit. But we're going to get a timeout called by head coach Tyson Larson. With that, you're listening to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. And the Rebels called a timeout because this is a very important play with 4:52 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. As Pace comes out under center. Jumbo packages. They have 2 tight ends. They send Trey Walker in motion. They fake to Walker. They're going to hand to Noah Perry. Noah Perry drops the ball on the handoff. As that play looked like it had an opportunity, unfortunately the Rebels cannot execute. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 17 for the Rebels. From the Bobcat 35-yard line. Jaden Desch comes into the game. We'll see what the Rebels decide to do. Long 4th down here in the opponent's territory. So it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. They're going to bring trips to the left. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. 1 tight end on the right-hand side of the line. Pace drops back to throw. Scrambles. Looks. Fires. Finds a man. That's Noah Perry. He's going to reach out for the stick, but he's going to be out of bounds, and that is the original line of scrimmage as the Rebels pick up 7 on the play. It'll be turnover on downs. Bobcats will take over on their own 25-yard line. As that was a good job there for the Rebels to pick up about 7 yards on the play. It's a tough ask to pick up a 4th and 17. The Rebels did a very good job keeping that play alive and advancing the ball up the field. It's an extra 10 yards the Bobcats have to.
That's 10 extra. They got to bring it back. So
3:58 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 7. Bobcats with the ball on their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. As Shumway, quarterback in the backfield, has Rhodey to his left. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Trying to receive final instructions from the head coach on the sideline. Turns back to the line. Gets the snap, drops back to pass, throws right away as that ball is in the air for a long time and broken up nicely by Jaden Desch, as Desch was the inside man on that play. Him and Delmonico Dukes have been going back and forth this entire first half. Good play there from Desch. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 3:53 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter.
That looked pretty close to an interception, but it wasn't.
It's a good play there by Desch just to break that pass up.
Yeah.
Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 7. Bobcats face a 2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. As they get the final instructions from the sideline, Shumway turns back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers on both sides. Rhodey behind him in the backfield. Shumway gets the snap, hands to Rhodey. Rhodey up the middle is going to push the pile forward for about 3 yards, as Rhodey did a good job keeping his legs moving. That's something that the Rebels have done a good job too so far in this game. Running backs that keep their legs going. in high school football, it usually pick up about a couple extra yards. Trey Walker on the tackle. Bobcats look to go fast. With 3:30 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter, station on main scoreboard once again reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 7. Bring up third down and about 6 from the Bobcat 29-yard line. Rhodey gets the snap. Nearly drops it. He's going to throw quickly. Has a man out there, and he overthrows the man. That was number 23, Ryan Arenz. He was open in the flat for what would have been a first down. But now that brings up 4th down and 7. Interesting decision here for the Bobcats as they send Rhodey Farrell back. It looks like he's going to punt it away. Max Perry is there to return as he's at his own 35-yard line with Trey Walker standing on the 50-yard line right in the middle of the Thermopolis tee. As I say that, he moves off the middle of the Thermopolis tee, but Farrell is back to punt. Got to watch out for a fake here for the Rebels defense. Farrell punts it away, angles it away from Perry. That ball lands at the Rebels 45. Perry catches it at the 40, makes the first man miss, cuts up and across the 50, out to about the 48-yard line. Once again, Max Perry makes something happen on special teams. As with 2:56 to go, the Rebels will take over in Bobcat territory at the Bobcat 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Rebels, 2:56 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Most importantly, 2:56 to go in the half. This is a little bit of a situation that happened last week where if they can get a touchdown or a score here, they get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, they could.
It's the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick special.
Yeah, I don't think they were ready for that. I thought he was going to.
But if you're Max Perry, that's a good read. That ball was floating in the air. It's an easy catch, makes the man miss, and the Rebels are in better position as Pace comes out under center, hands to Walker. Walker does a good job to navigate through the big men on the line as he picks up about 2 yards. Trey Walker had to go sideways there to pick those yards up. Not a big hole, but Trey Walker found it.
Yes, he did.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from the from the Bobcat 45-yard line. To get a first down, the Rebels have to get out to the Bobcat 37. As they huddle up, they're going to take their time with the clock running. 2:28 to go in the T7 Propane second corner. Hunter Pace under center has Max Perry behind him. They send Walker in motion. They're going to hand to Walker. Walker cuts around the outside out to the 40. Upfield, across the first down to the 30. Roaches out to the 35-yard line. He fumbles the ball, and the Bobcats will take over on the 20-yard line. Tough break there for the Rebels as that was a very good run by Trey Walker. Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 2:10 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. That is the 3rd turnover for the Rebels so far in this ball game. As that just happens sometimes when you get out and you're trying to stretch the ball out. He tried to stretch out for a little extra, but didn't need to because you had the first down already. But that's something Trey Walker will learn as the season goes along, as that is only his 3rd fumble of the year, 6 games in. That's pretty good for Trey Walker as they send Rhodey and Farrell in motion. They're going to hand to Farrell in the jet sweep, makes a man miss. Hunter Pace misses there, but the Rebels are there to swallow him up after a gain of about none, as that ball is going to be spotted at the original line of scrimmage. Good tackling there from the Rebels. They didn't get him on the first 2, but they still pursued. No gain on the play, as that play looked like there could have been a possibility for a big play, but the Rebels defense does a good job there.
Yeah, there was 2 of them linemen right there. They were on him, wouldn't let him go any farther.
1:40 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Bobcats would like to see more urgency out of their offense if they're going to try to score before half. They throw, and that ball is going to be dropped on the outside as Delmonte Dukes was open. Throw was a little low, but I think Dukes would have wanted that one back. I think he has the ability to catch that ball. 1:26 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. The clock stops. Rebels lead 8-7 on the station on main scoreboard. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Bobcats offense. As the Bobcats come out in the I formation, and that is the first time we've seen that all night.
Yes, it is.
And it may be the last time, as this is a formation they don't typically use that often.
It's like Rich just kind of shuffled down to the right side a little bit.
Shumway comes out under center. He's going to pitch it to Farrell around the near side, and that is nicely played by the Rebels, as I guess Farrell stays in bounds, but he'll be gang tackled there by the Rebels. That'll bring up 4th down and about 4 as he stays in bounds with 1:13 to go. Actually, the clock stopped as he went out of bounds.
Look, Levi Stonehouse was there for that stop.
We'll bring up 4th down as he stayed inbounds on the play. They're trying to get the clock going. as Max Perry's going to back up. It looks like the Bobcats are going to punt, but they're going to use as much time as possible as the clock winds down to 1 minute left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. You don't necessarily want to give the Rebels the ball back with a lot of time because they can get into field goal range. They've made a field goal already from 47 this year.
That was a beautiful field goal they did.
Farrell gets the snap, punts it away from Max Perry again. This ball is going to land on the Rebel side. Bounce back. Jaden Desch actually picks it up out across the 40, and he is brought down. Good effort there from Jaden Desch as he was returning to block. That ball bounced back towards him. No one around him, so he picks it up and returns it back a couple yards for the Rebels. It'll be 1st and 10 Rebels on the Bobcat 40-yard line.
I wasn't even ready for that return.
Station on main scoreboard reads 8-7. Rebels with the lead. 37 seconds to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. We've seen Jaden Desch make from 47 yards. Excuse me, that was 37 yards. As a 47-yard field goal would be absolutely incredible. But 37-yard field goal is very good. They need to get the ball out to about the 20-yard line if they want to attempt that. But it'll be 1st and 10 Rebels. 37 seconds to go. Ball on the Bobcat 41-yard line.
I think if the stars lined up just right, Desch could do a 47-yard field goal, though. He's got a leg.
He does have a very good leg. As Hunter Pace comes out under center, trips to the right. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. Actually, it's Hoffman under center. They run the option. Pitch to Perry. Perry's going to do a very good job just to get the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. 29 seconds to go. And the referee is waiting for the Rebels' decision as that ball is going to roll away. They set the ball. 17 seconds to go in the first half. 14 to go. As they look for the snap, Hoffman gets the snap. They're going to toss it to Pace, and they're going to blow that dead as I don't think the Rebels were set.
Got a flag on the play on that one, yep.
It'll be a false start against the Rebels. That'll back them up 5 yards. And it looks like the Rebels are going to be content to let the clock run out they're going to call a timeout and draw up one last play. That is the third timeout used by the Rebels, and we're just going to see what they draw up here. I mean, you got 9 seconds. You would ideally think maybe something to the sideline, get out of bounds quickly, maybe a field goal attempt, or
try and squeeze 2 more plays in that.
Or you could try a Hail Mary attempt if you're not sure you can get a second play off. As the referee's tossing the ball back to the middle of the field away from the umpire, it really didn't help the Rebels there.
No.
It looked like they were going to go for a reverse pass from Hunter Pace there as they gave it to him on the reverse. He looked like he was ready to throw that ball.
Yeah, from
before
where
it
they
was
were
blown
lined
down.
up, he looked like he was ready to go.
But it'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Rebels on the Bobcat 45-yard line. The first down might not necessarily might not matter that much as they have 9 seconds to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Just a friendly reminder, the Rebels will get the ball to start the second half. As Hoffman's under center. Trips to the left. Max Perry's the back in the backfield.
Second, about 14 to go.
As the Bobcats, they send their entire secondary back. They're going to hand to Pace. Pace has to make a move. He's wrapped up at the 50-yard line. That's going to be a sack for the Bobcats, and that'll do it for us here in the first half as the clock winds out. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 7. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back with the halftime show after this.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Taking care of yourself is important through all stages of life. Bear Lake Community Health Center offers a holistic approach to a healthy body and mind that includes education, prevention, and networking. We offer medical, dental, behavioral health, nutrition, and pharmacy services. We accept most insurance, including Medicaid, Medicare, and have a sliding scale discount plan. Choose Bear Lake Community Health Center, 435-946-3660.
Welcome to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth, where it is time for the Lutz Construction halftime show. Lutz Construction, premier commercial and residential excavation and landscaping. We dig Bear Lake. Find us at diglutzconstruction.com. When we come back, we'll have the Rich County Government first half highlights and the Ellingford Brothers standout student of the week interview with Hunter Pace. The score going into the halftime on the station on main scoreboard is the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 7. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth and the Lutz Construction halftime show. Right now, it is time for our first half highlights brought to you by the Rich County Government, Rebels with a championship cause. The highlights started fast for the Rebels as the first play on defense they had, actually the first offensive play of the game, is picked off by number 2, that is Noah Perry. He picks up an interception. Rebels are able to cash in with 11:40 to go in the first quarter. Hunter Pace finds Trey Walker for a 10-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion after a muffed snap is good after Hunter Pace finds Jaden Desch wide open in the end zone. That made the score 8-0. Rebels over the Bobcats as the Bobcats would score next. A touchdown run from Rody Farrell from 20 yards out. Point after attempt is good. That makes the score 8-7 at halftime as it stands. As the stats go, total offense, Rebels have 149 yards. The Thermopolis Bobcats have 111. Rebels ran 28 plays that half. The Bobcats run 26. Yards per play, Rebels 5.3. Bobcats 4.3. Passing yards, the Bobcats, they are 6 for 15 is Shumway for 67 yards, while the Rebels 3 of 6 for 24 yards. As the Rebels have a touchdown, as the Rebels have thrown a touchdown and an interception, the Bobcats have thrown a touchdown and interception as well. The rushing attack, 125 yards for the Rebels, 44 for the Bobcats. 22 attempts for the Rebels, 11 for the Bobcats. 5.7 yards per for the Rebels, 4 for the Bobcats. As we try to find you some individual leaders, Hunter Pace, 3 for 6, 24 yards, a TD and an interception. Stonehouse, as the Bobcats, they have two different quarterbacks to report, as Rody Farrell is 1 for 2 for 44 yards, while Shumway's 5 for 13 for 23 yards and an interception. Leading the rushing attack for the Rebels is number 5, Trey Walker, 5 attempts for 44 yards, averaging 8.8. Max Perry, 5 for 40, averaging 80. Carter Hoffman has 6 attempts for 29 yards, that's 4.8. Noah Perry has 4 attempts, he's gained 10 yards, 2.5 per. Hunter Pace, 2 attempts, 2 yards, that's 1 yard per. For the Bobcats, Rody Farrell has 8 attempts for 33 yards, that's 4.1 per, and a touchdown. Ryan Arenz, he has 2 attempts, 6 yards, that's for 3. And then Coulter Price has 1 run for 5 yards, that's 5.0 for him. And that'll do it for the Rich County Government first half. As these first half highlights have been brought to you by the Rich County Government Rebels with a championship cause. Coming up next, we'll visit with the Elling Ford brothers standout student Hunter Pace, who's a senior at Rich High School. Elling Ford Brothers. For all your sand, gravel, cement, and steel fabrication needs, call Elling Ford Brothers in Evanston, 307-789-1515. The score at halftime on the station on main scoreboard is the Rebels 8, the Bobcats 7. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
You're tuned into the Lutz Construction Halftime Show and the Ellingford Brothers Standout Student Interview. Today we are visiting with number 10 in white in today's contest, Hunter Pace.
So here with Hunter Pace. He's our Ellingford Brothers Standout Student of the Week. Hunter, how are you doing? You are a few weeks into your senior year. It's exciting times for you.
Oh, yeah, it's exciting. I guess it's senior year. I kind of don't want to leave, but a few months and I'm done.
Have you given any thought to what your future plans are, or are you just kind of playing it by ear?
I'm kind of hoping to go play college basketball. That's a big thing for me, is going to play it. And then after that, I don't really know what I'm doing for, actual college. So, yeah.
Academic-wise, what is one thing that you wish to accomplish during your senior year?
Get all my college classes done, like 10-10 English and 10-10 math done, so I don't have to do those in college. And just get those done so I don't have to spend as much money in college.
So moving over to the athletic side, you're finally the oldest on the team, and you're now in a leadership position. What adjustments have you made? Have you enjoyed that position?
I've enjoyed it pretty good. I've always kind of been the underlying leader, I guess you could say. I haven't been the captain or anything, because usually that's just seniors. But I don't know, I think a lot of people listen to me when I talk or something like that. So yeah, I've always been kind of a leader role, even though I haven't been the big dog on campus, I guess.
Athletics-wise, what's one thing you wish to accomplish during the senior year?
I hope I can get first team, all-state, or something like that in both football and basketball. Or I wish to be on an all-star team for basketball. That's a really big thing. And then football, I wish to be on an all-star team. That'd be fun to go play in whatever it is, 8-man or 11-man.
So, staying on the gridiron, what would you rather do? Would you rather drop the perfect dime, because you do play a little bit of quarterback, or would you rather deflect a pass away and get a pass breakup?
I'd definitely rather drop a dime. A nice touchdown pass in the corner, that is the best feeling ever. Out 20 yards and you just throw a perfect ball in the corner, nothing better.
Yeah, that may not have been a great question. That didn't come out as well as it was in my head, but moving to the hardwood, what position do you play? Who's your favorite basketball player? Who's your favorite athlete?
I play shooting guard. I've started there last year, and then my favorite player probably had to be Jason Tatum. Just the way he plays, I like to mimic what he does, because he's both defense and offense. He's pretty sound. I mean, being an NBA player and all, you got to be good to be there. So he's a good player. I like watching him.
One last question before I let you go. What should the world know about Hunter Pace?
If you come ask me something, I'll give you a straight on answer. It's not like I'm gonna lie to you. And then if you ask me something and you need help, I'm there to help anytime, anywhere. I'll help you. You don't have to do nothing for me, but I'll come help you.
This time it's really the last question. What are some of your hobbies outside of school and sports?
Oh, shoot. I don't have many hobbies. All I do is like work or like play sports. So I don't really have many hobbies. I like going like fishing or like hunting. Like, yeah, fishing and hunting is a pretty good hobby with me. That's about it.
Telling me the kid named Hunter likes to hunt?
Yeah, somewhat.
All right, so enough of the bad puns. That was Hunter Pace. He was our Ellingford Brothers Standout Student of the Week.
This has been your Standout Student interview sponsored by Ellingford Brothers. For all your cement, sand, gravel, steel fabrication needs, call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, 307-789-1515, featuring Hunter Pace. Thank you to Hunter Pace for being a part of today's halftime show. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Every person added together makes a community great. Rich County, Utah is filled with individuals that are kind, hardworking, and filled with integrity. We're proud of our children and understand that they have the capacity to make the world a better place. Showing support for every student at Rich High School fosters a healthy community. The Rich County Commissioners, clerk, and citizens of our community say good luck to the Rich Rebels today and every day. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We got about 2 seconds before the clock hits 0. There is no Bobcats football team, so I'm assuming they'll put more time on the clock as the Bobcats will come out and look to warm up, we think, as we still wait for the Bobcats. As we're still waiting. Bobcats cheer team comes back, but there's the roar. Sounds like the players come back on the field, and they are. They're coming from my near side as we also await the return of my broadcast partner.
first day on the job, I'm going to get fired.
That's all right. But at least you'll have stories, right?
Yeah.
So they put 3 minutes on the clock, and we're just going to sit here and we're going to riff for about 3 minutes as this has been a game of opportunities for the Rebels. They had a couple of turnovers that have been very costly deep in Bobcat territory.
Yeah, they have.
The one that sticks out to me is Trey Walker trying to reach out and extend for a couple extra yards after he's about 6 yards past the first down. You love the effort, but it's something that may come back to haunt the Rebels. But once again, Trey Walker's been very, very good with the ball.
Yes, he has. He's a good ball carrier. He's a good football player. We've got a lot of them on this team that are like, holy moly.
But the Rebels get the ball to start the second half, and we wanted to turn the clock back. We're going to look back in the past to last week where they received the ball in the second half, and they proceeded to run 7 minutes of clock off, or 7 minutes time off the clock, and punch in a touchdown run. And one of the more impressive drives I've ever seen in high school football. That takes a lot to do to not only score before the 7 minute mark, but to score after you've had the ball that long.
Yes.
And that really demoralized the Kemmer Rangers. And let's see what the Rebels come out with in the second half, as I think they can go ahead and if they can get the ball in good field position, because the kicking game for the Bobcats, not to sound mean or anything, but it's just not that good.
No, I agree there. We'll see what the coach said down there at halftime, see if it put their wind back in their sails and see if they can run this down and push it.
We talked about at halftime. I mean, a lot of the punts for Farrell have been angled away from the Rebels that have bounced in the air, and the Rebels have been able to return. But their only kickoff of the day only went to about the 30-yard line. So if you're the Rebels, you might want to watch for an onside kick just because there's not much of a difference giving the Rebels a 20-yard start from the 30 to try to return it, 20 yards to the 50 versus kicking an onside kick and just giving the Rebels the ball there or getting a chance to get the ball back.
Yeah.
So that's something to look out for. We got 55 seconds to go before the town of Woodruff opening kick in the second half. As the third quarter is brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Once again, today's game, all kickoffs are brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Every first down, LSR refrigerated. Turnovers brought to you by town of Garden City, the Fan Cam, Bear Lake Realty. And the scoreboard is brought to you by the station on Main. As the referees are starting the ball at the 25-yard line, there was a flag laying on the field. I thought maybe a referee just dropped it, but it looks like the Bobcats are going to have to kick from their own 25. And like that's a huge advantage for the Rebels.
There was a standing penalty out there. I don't know what it was for.
If I had to guess, I'm not a betting man because I'm really bad at it, but if I had to guess, it's because they were late coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, it could have been, because I didn't see him for a long time.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty from the 40 all the way back to the 25-yard line. And that's going to bring, Max Perry and Trey Walker are still standing at their own 30, but maybe that's to catch the ball with some momentum, because if it's the same kick as last time for the Bobcats, the ball's probably going to go about to the 45. But this completely takes almost the option of an onside kick out, because
now they've got to make some yards with this kick. They got to get it down there.
Rody Farrell, hand in the air. He's going to let go the town of Woodruff opening kick in the third quarter. He approaches, kicks the ball. That ball is going to find Trey Walker, who drops it. He falls on it at the Rebel 45-yard line. Good effort there from Walker to hop on top of the ball. That could have been disastrous for the Rebels to start the half.
Yeah, well, he was a betting man, and it started at the 45.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rebels with 11:55 to go in the town of Randolph third quarter. As the Rebels have been able to move the ball pretty decently down the field, it's just they haven't been able to finish. In the second half, we would like to see them come out and finish more drives, as they lead on the station on Main scoreboard 8-7 over the Bobcats. As we get some whistles. Football wasn't off the field. Can't have two balls on the field. It's not how football's played.
Yeah, trying to get their own ball game out there.
The official timeout's done. Ball has been cleared. Rebels have their offensive ball out on the field. As it looks like Hunter Pace is going to hand to Trey Walker. Walker cuts back upfield. He's wrapped up, keeps fighting, and is going to fight out to about the 48-yard line for a 3-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Rebels from about the 46, their own 46. As it's good to see the Rebels get the ball right back into the hands of Walker, who muffed the kick but was able to fall on it and then fumbled in the first half. But that shows that they still trust Trey Walker, which I love to see out of a head coach with a young kid. Get him the ball right away, get him the feel, so that way he can get back into the game. Rebels come out with trips to the right. It's Hoffman. He's going to keep it up the gut. He's going to get about 1 yard on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Rebels. As the ball will be spotted on the Rebel 49-yard line. To get a first down, the Rebels have to get to the Bobcat 44.
Looking at the Bobcat roster, they have 4 seniors on this team and a lot of sophomores.
They are definitely fighting today. They have looked very, very good. Some of the scores have been misleading in their games, where this is a pretty solid football team. It's one of the better no-win football teams I've ever seen. As the Rebels come out under center, it's Hunter Pace. Sends Noah Perry in motion. They hand to Max. Fake it. They actually get to give it to Trey Walker. Walker up the gut. Breaks the tackle out across the 40 to the 30 to the 20. 25, 10. Touchdown, Rebels. Trey Walker on a 3rd and 8. Converts for 6 for the Rebels. Station on main scoreboard now reads 14-7. Rebels double up the Bobcats with the extra point pending. Wonderful play call there from head coach Tyson Walker, as he fooled me about 3 times. I thought 3 different players had the ball. Instead, Trey Walker comes out of the backfield, rushes it up the field, and this is why you keep going to your bell cow. Even though he's made some mistakes, Trey Walker is capable of doing that every single play.
He had one guy there that was close, but as soon as he got past him, he was gone.
That's the electric factory that is Trey Walker, making a couple men miss an open field and then trotting his way to the end zone. 4-6. Let's see what the Rebels decide to do. It looks like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion, as they're already up 7.
They let Trey Walker shift into overdrive. He is gone.
Hunter Pace fakes the back. He's going to try to push his way forward. He's going to keep fighting and fall forward. He's into the end zone. 2-point conversion's good with 10:27 to go in the town of Randolph. 3rd quarter. The station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 16, the Bobcats 7, as the Rebels' opening drive of the half ends in a touchdown. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back with more Rebel Football after this.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Jaden Desch with the town of Woodruff kickoff as the station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 16, the Bobcats 7, as that kick's short. It's muffed, and they're going to have a little fight for it at the bottom of the pile as Stonehouse is there. It looks like the Bobcats are going to keep it, as that kickoff was muffed there by number 20, Ethan Yarrington. As this has been, after a kickoff, the worst field position the Bobcats have had, so not a bad idea right there to squib kick it and force them to try to field a ground ball. Not a lot of baseball played in Wyoming, so.
No, there's not.
And a football is not easy to field off the ground either. Good job there from Yarrington just to fall on it, as it'll be 1st and 10 Bobcats from their own 33, 10:21 to go in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. Shumway in the shotgun with Farrell next to him. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They get the snap. Hand to Farrell. He is wrapped up right away as Max Perry had his hands on the ball. Looked like Max tried to rip that ball out.
He was trying to strip it from him.
That's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 as Farrell was able to fall forward for a yard. That is one thing that Rody Farrell has done a very good job. Every time he's been contacted, he falls forward for that extra half yard to yard.
Yep.
And it's been big for the Bobcats offense. As the Rebels quickly substitute, has some good effort there off the field from number 54 in the white. That's Martin Clarkson, as he was able to get off the field. Shumway comes out in the shotgun, 2 receivers on both sides of the line. Farrell lined up to his right. Shumway gets the snap, looks quickly, has a pass. They throw the screen route, and that is nicely caught there by Arenz as Carter Yeah, Carter Hoffman had to hold on for dear life on the jersey. As that was a nicely well-designed play as they blocked the corner Stonehouse right away. That'll be enough for a first down out to the the Bobcat 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Bobcats.
He had some eagle claws on the back of his jersey there, holding him down.
If he doesn't hold Lorenz down, that could be another momentum changer.
Wide open.
Bring up 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on their own 45. They come out in the pistol with 2 receivers on each side of the formation. Shumway gets the snap. Fakes. He's going to keep it up the middle. And he's got some room out across the 30 to the 40. Makes a move to the 20, 10. Shumway's going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. As a nice play design there on the quarterback keeper. Cuts the lead, 16-13. The Rebels lead on the Station on Main scoreboard.
They run that sneak up. He was wide open through that gut.
8:53 to go in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. The Rebels lead on the Station on Main scoreboard, 16-13, pending the extra point attempt. Shumway, right there, looked like a pretty good ball runner right there as he made some moves in the open field. As the Bobcats will kick. Snaps good, holds good, kick on the way. It is good, and that will make the score 16-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 8:53 to go in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. Both teams have scored a touchdown already.
Yeah.
As the offenses come out and they've both moved the ball. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels will get the ball back. They lead by 2 as they've been able to convert 2 two-point conversions after their touchdowns while the Bobcats have the Bobcats have kicked extra point attempts. And that's the difference in the game so far for the Rebels is Hunter Pace keeping his composure on the bobbled snap and finding Jaden Desch in the end zone for 2. And then right there, Hunter Pace bouncing off the line and just kept going.
Yeah.
Kept his legs moving, was able to convert. If not, we're looking at a tie game. But as it is, 16-14. Rebels lead on the Station on Main scoreboard as they will get the ball back.
What do we got? 8:53 left in this quarter.
8:53 to go in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. As this kickoff will be brought to you by the town of Woodruff, as Rhodey Farrell will kick it away. As this is another opportunity for the special teams to regain the momentum for the Rebels. As Farrell will kick. Hand in the air. The whistle blows. Farrell approaches. Kick is in the air. And it's to Trey Walker. He fields it at the 30-yard line. Cuts out to the outside. Stiff arms a man. Cuts back up the field. Up to about the 40-yard line. And we're going to get a flag on the play. See who that's against. As we await the official signal. As the referee pointed to his head with his fist, that is the sign for targeting.
Yeah.
As the referees shoo away the Rebels offense, looked like they're ready to go. And they're walking it off towards the Bobcat side, or the Bobcats end zone. That's going to be a targeting call against the Bobcats. That's going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line of the Bobcats.
15-yard penalty right there.
As it'll be 1st and 10 Rebels from the 45. As that is a big mistake for the Bobcats. They had the Rebels pinned on their side of in their own territory. As it stands, Rebels come out 1st and 10 from the Bobcat 45 pace. Hands to Walker. Walker's going to push the pile up the middle. Excuse me, that's not Walker. That's Noah Perry. As they get to about the 40-yard line. Noah Perry with a good run. Picks up 5. Bring up 2nd down and 5 with 8:31 to go in the town of Randolph. 3rd quarter, Rebels with a 16-14 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Let's see what the Rebels offense can come up with here. They had a very good possession to start the second half, as they now face 2nd and 5 from the Bobcats 40. Hunter Pace comes out under center. As Carter Hoffman's a tight end in this formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They send Walker in motion. Jet sweep to Walker. Walker is going to be wrapped up and tackled. Nicely done there from Rhodey. as he's made plays both offensively and defensively for the Bobcats. Once again, though, if Rhodey doesn't make that play, Trey Walker's in the open field. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6 with 7:46 to go in the the Town of Randolph third quarter. Clock's running on the Rebels. They have the ball. 3rd down and 6 from the Bobcats. 46-yard line. They need to get the ball out to the 35 for a first down, as the ball is actually on the 41-yard line, Hunter Pace comes out under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. They send Noah Perry in motion. They're going to hand to Noah. Noah cuts upfield. He's going to be tackled right away, as it looked like he had some space. Picked up a few yards on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and 4 for the Rebels. Let's see what they decide to do. As Coach Tyson Larson's talking to Hunter Pace, it looks like the Rebels are going to go for it. They are in the Bobcats territory. With 7 minutes to go in the Town of Randolph third quarter, the Rebels offense faces a 4th and 4 from the Bobcat 39-yard line. They get the ball to the Bobcat 35 to pick up a first down. As Pace comes out under center. And he gets the defensive line to jump. I was just about to mention, but didn't want to broadcasters jinx that. Hunter Pace has been fantastic getting defensive lines to jump. It'll be offsides against the Bobcats. Heck of a job there from Hunter Pace, as this should be enough for the LSR refrigerated first down as the referee walks across the 35-yard line to the 34. That is an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10. Hunter Pace with a crafty senior move there. Love to see that, and he does that every week. He at least gets one defender to jump off sides. That's it. It's a 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Clock continues to run. 6:35 to go in the Town of Randolph third quarter.
That one he had 3 jump, not just 1, so that was pretty good.
Hunter Pace comes out under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. 2 receivers right. Waiting for Levi Stonehouse to get back into position, as he was on the wrong side of the field. Hustles up. Now they have Trey Walker in motion. The ball is fumbled, goes forward, and that's going to look like the Bobcats are on it. They are. It'll be 1st and 10 Bobcats on their own 35-yard line. Another mistake comes back to bite the Rebels.
It's like Rhodey Farrell come up with the ball on that one.
1st and 10 Bobcats from their own 34-yard line. As the Rebels offense continues to move ball down the field, but they shot themselves in the foot again, as the defense will have to come up big here.
It's always just them little things that get us.
It's 1st and 10. Bobcats ball. They have 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Shumway in the shotgun. He fumbles the ball, and he's going to be wrapped up. But luckily for the Bobcats, they're going to call a false start as an offensive lineman moved early. So that'll bring up 1st and 15 for the Bobcats. 6:06 to go in the Town of Randolph third quarter.
Looks like Shumway's got a little bit of a limp going on, don't he?
As that'll bring up 1st and 15 for the Bobcats offense. They have 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They're receiving final instructions. 6:06 to go in the Town of Randolph third quarter. The Rebels lead 16-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Shumway sends it back in motion. Gets the snap, throws right away, has a man. It's Dukes. Dukes is wrapped up at the 40-yard line by Jaden Desch. That'll be a gain of about 10 for the Bobcats, bringing up 2nd down and 5. Actually, it's closer to 2nd down and 4, 11-yard gain on the pitch and catch. As the Bobcats will come out shotgun, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Shumway receives final instructions from his coach on the sideline. Looks back to the line. Taps his pads. Gets the snap. He's going to drop back to pass. He's chased by Trey Walker. Escapes, throws deep down the field. Jaden Desch is unable to get there. It's caught by Dukes at the 20-yard line. They'll bring 1st and 10 for the Bobcats offense, as that play will go for about 40 yards. Nice pitch and catch there for the Bobcats. 1st and 10. 5:14 to go in the Town of Randolph third quarter.
That Desch had his fingertips on that. It just didn't quite work.
We'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. 5:05 to go here in the town of Randolph, third quarter. Shumway comes out in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Rhodey by his side. They send a receiver in motion. They give to Rhodey, and he is wrapped up right away by Max Perry. Nice play there from Max Perry, as that'll be a loss of 1 yard. 2nd down and 11 for the Bobcats. As it looks like they're on the 19-yard line of the Rebels. Bring up 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats offense. Shumway in the shotgun. Rhodey to his right. Farrell to his right. Gets the snap. He hands to Farrell. Farrell makes a man miss as he's being strung out to the sideline. Nice job there by the Rebels defense to keep with the play, as a couple men could have had him. As Farrell picks up 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 for the Bobcat offense.
He got away from one tackle, and then Levi Stonehouse was there to grab him.
The Bobcats will look to the sidelines, as the sun's going to be a bit of a factor when they're calling in plays over there. They're staring directly into the sun as they look over to the sideline. Farrell lines up to the left of Shumway. 3rd down here for the Rebels defense, as Shumway's in the shotgun. Taps his pad, sends a receiver in motion on the far side. Shumway's dropping back to pass. They throw that screen in the middle of the field as it's caught by Farrell. He makes a man miss all the way to the goal line. Touchdown, Bobcats, as they will take a 20-16 lead on that play, as Shumway finds Farrell on that screen again, as the Bobcats now lead by 4 on the Station main scoreboard, 20-16, awaiting the extra point from Owen McCumber. As the snap's good, holds good, kick on the way through the uprights, and it is good as well. 21-16, the Bobcats now lead the Rebels. With 3:28 to go in the town of Randolph, third quarter, the Station main scoreboard reads the Bobcats 21, the Rebels 16. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. The Rebels trail on the Station main scoreboard 21-16 with 3:28 to go in the town of Randolph, third quarter. The Bobcats take their first lead of the game, as Farrell will kick off. It's another opportunity here for the Rebels special teams unit to try to make a play, gain back some of that momentum, as they only trail by 5 because of the 2-point conversions they've converted. As Farrell, hand in the air, approaches the ball. Kick is on the way. It is fielded by Trey Walker at the 25-yard line. Walker to the outside, cuts back upfield, out to about the 38-yard line, where the Rebels will take over 1st and 10. As he was taken down by number 52, Bassey, he's made a couple plays defensively for the Bobcats, as the Rebels will start 1st and 10 from their own. As we're trying to find the yard markers from their own 38-yard line. Once again, not bad starting position for the Rebels, as the offense looks to pick up some of the momentum that they lost in the last possession, as Pace comes out under center in the I formation, as Perry's the fullback. Trey Walker's the back in the backfield. Pace gets the snap, hands to, actually that's Noah Perry. Perry on the right side makes a man miss out across the 45 to about the 47, as that's going to be enough for an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10. It's actually going to be short, as the chain gang fooled me as they were about ready to take off.
Thought they were going to start walking down the field, but that ref stopped them.
That is 2 yards short. That'll bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Rebels offense. Just shy of midfield at their own 47. Closer to their own 46. They come out in the I formation again. Pace. Hands up the middle. We're going to get a flag call. That's an illegal procedure against the Rebels. So that'll back them up 5 yards. Make it 2nd down and 6 for the Rebels. It'll be 5 yard. Back them up to about the 42-yard line. Rebels need to get the ball to their own 47 to pick up a 1st down. It is 2nd down and 6. As the Rebels come out, I formation, 2 receivers left. Pace under center. Receives the snap, hands it off to the back in the backfield. That's Trey Walker. He rumbles forward out across the 45-yard line to about the 46. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 for the Rebels offense.
And I'm going to have to introduce you today's cameraman, which is the one and only son-in-law today, Corgan Conk.
Appreciate Corgan coming out and helping us out today. Of course, Rob Leifson is out of town this weekend, our normal color guy. We've had 2 people step up, and it's been huge for our broadcast. As the Rebels are going to just push it up the middle. As Hunter Pace has the ball, he keeps moving forward, is eventually pushed back. The near side judge is very close to the 1st down marker. They're actually a half yard short. That'll bring up 4th down and about 6 inches for the Rebels.
I think they're going to go for it.
The referee judges it again as that ball is very, very close. As the Rebels come out, that's Carter Hoffman under center. Hoffman gets the snap, pushes forward to about the 50, across the 50 and all the way out to the Bobcat 47. That is plenty yards for LSR Refrigerated 1st and 10. Carter Hoffman puts his head down, picks up 4 on the play when the Rebels needed 6 inches. Yep. 4 yards is much more than 6 inches.
That was
1st
a good
and 10.
play right there.
1:31 to go in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. 21-16, the Bobcats lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels have the ball on the Bobcat 47-yard line. Hunter Pace comes out under center in the I formation. 2 receivers to his right. Pace gets the snap, hands to Walker. Walker makes a move in the backfield, cuts it upfield, out across the 45 to about the 44-yard line, where he is tackled by, once again, that's Rody Farrell. That'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Rebels offense. 58 seconds to go in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. 1 more play in the quarter for the Rebels offense as they huddle up. They're in the Bobcat side of the field again as Pace will line up under center. Noah Perry will be the deep back. Max Perry, the fullback. Pace gets the snap, fakes the handoff. They're going to go to Walker around the end. Walker out across the 40 to the 35 to about the 30. Runs a man over across the 25 and pushed out of bounds. Trey Walker runs a man over. 22 seconds to go as they have to stop the clock. The play goes out of bounds. Broadcaster's curse strikes again as the Rebels will run 1 more play. But that is enough for an LSR Refrigerated 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at the Bobcat 21-yard line as the Rebels are in striking distance near the red zone.
I think the wind's coming back in their sails. They're moving this ball good now.
Carter Hoffman is the quarterback under center, trips to the left. Hunter Pace, the tight end, on the right side of the line. Hoffman gets the snap. He's going to roll, has a hole. Nicely done there by an interior defensive lineman for the Bobcats as Hoffman gets away from number 77. That's Brody Sorensen. If he gets away from him, he's got a long way to run. And that is going to do it for us here in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. Station on Main scoreboard reads the Bobcats 21, the Rebels 16. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back with the 4th quarter after this.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Listen to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels offense marching down the field. They have 2nd down and 7 from the Bobcat 19. Hunter Pace, quarterback under center. Gets the snap. He's going to pitch it to Noah Perry. He cuts up the middle across the 10 to the, looks like to about the 8-yard line as Noah Perry picks up enough for a first down. They're actually going to mark him closer to the 4.
Yeah, he's at the 4-yard line right there. Yeah, that was a good run.
Good finish to the run for Noah Perry. That's going to bring up 1st and goal from the Rebels, and they need this one. They need this one bad.
Yes, we do. Yeah, like I said, the wind is coming back in their sails. They're moving this ball good now.
Hunter Pace comes out under center. I formation. The backs are the Perry cousins, Max the fullback, Noah the halfback. Pace gets the snap. Hands to Noah. Noah delays, goes forward, reaches out, and is going to be just short of the goal line at about the 1-yard line, it appears. They'll bring up 2nd down and goal from about the 1. As the Rebels huddle up, this 4th quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. You've got 11:15 to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Bear Lake Realty, Gary McKee in Garden City as the Rebels line up. I formation. That's Trey Walker under center. Walker gets the ball. He's going to go forward, and they're going to move the pile for a Rebels touchdown. The Rebels retake the lead. That is a heck of a response from the Rebels offense as they now lead 22-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard, pending the extra point attempt. Or I think the Rebels will go for 2 here because they're up 1. The 2-point conversion makes it a 3-point game. Field goal can't beat you.
I think they'll go for a 2-point here.
It looks like the Rebels are huddled up in their offense. This is a big 2-point conversion. As the Rebels now lead 22-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Trey Walker runs that ball in from 1 yard out. That's his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. Hunter Pace lines up in the I formation. Max Perry is the deep back. They roll out. Pace looks left, throws back to the left, has a man open.
There it is.
And that is a converted 2-point conversion as they use the referee as a screen. A little bit of basketball concept there as Jaden Desch used the referee as a rub. Gets open for the 2-point conversion, and the Rebels convert. And with that, we're going to go to a Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Excuse me, this is a Gare Bear fan cam as we try to find our fans underneath. It's brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Whether you're looking for a summer home, a place to live, year-round, or investment properties, call the experts at Bear Lake Realty. Call Gary McKee, 435-946-8888. That's 435-946-8888. As we go back to the 4th quarter live cam, as the Rebels will have a Town of Woodruff kick after they score a touchdown. That's a huge touchdown drive for the Rebels to get the lead back. Now they lead by 3. With 10:56 to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter, the Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 24, the Bobcats 21. As we update the Station on Main scoreboard, we are in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. As it sounds like they're giving out food after the game.
Yeah, it sounds like it. They said they had pre-sale tickets, and now they're selling it for $15 a plate.
I don't know. That sounds like a good deal.
I might have to go down there and get some food.
I don't know if we're allowed to. I mean, because it looks like they're doing a big ox roast as they had. It looked like they had a big grill out earlier as we're back to the game, the Town of Woodruff kickoff. It's Jaden Desch. He approaches, and he kicks it on the ground. A little bit of a squib kick that's muffed as the Rebels are going to try to dive on it at the 35-yard line. Fielded there once again by Ethan Yarrington And I think the Rebels found a guy they want to pick on during the kickoffs.
Yeah, I think they do. That's the second one they put to that kid.
And he's muffed both of them. Just unfortunately, the Rebels weren't fast enough to get down there. They had a play like that against Water Canyon where they ended up getting the ball back. But 10:52 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The Rebels lead 24-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bobcats come out in the shotgun. Shumway gets the pass, gets the snap. They're going to pass to Farrell. Farrell tries to get to the outside. He does, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds out across the 48-yard line. Max Perry's there to push him out, as that was a very well-designed play. Good blocking on the outside from the Bobcats receiving crew. As he steps out of bounds with 10:44 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. And the Rebels need their defense right here.
Yeah, they do. They got to count on these guys right here to stop it and go the other way.
If you're the Rebels, this is what you want. You want the lead in the fourth quarter with your defense on the field, looking to get a stop. As Shumway comes out in the shotgun. Farrell behind him in the pistol formation. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. As Farrell moves to the spot next to the quarterback. Shumway gets a snap. He's going to run the keeper. And Max Perry is there to tackle him at about the Rebel 44-yard line. That'll bring up second down and 6 for the Bobcat offense. Excuse me, that's closer to second down and 5. With 10:25 to go, the Rebels lead 24-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 10:19 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Trips to the right again for the Bobcats. Farrell next to the quarterback on the right. Shumway taps his pads, gets the snap. He drops back to throw. He's going to throw to his left as it's going to be Dukes who makes the catch, as that'll be a first down for the Bobcats. Looks like Dukes did a very good job there using his body to kind of move Stonehouse out of the way as Stonehouse was in the better position. They'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on the Rebel 16-yard line.
Yeah, if he could have turned around and seen that one coming, he could have tipped that one and blocked and stopped it.
But as it stands, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats as Shumway in the shotgun. Farrell next to him. Shumway gives some last-second instructions to his receiver on the right. Looks back to the line. And they're going to draw the Rebels off sides. As a little bit of a taste of their own medicine the Rebels got there. It's going to be 1st and 5 for the Bobcats.
Yeah, they're throwing that back at them.
Bring up 1st and 5 from the Rebel 11-yard line. Bobcats have a chance to get a first down before the end zone at the 6-yard line. As Shumway comes down the shotgun, Farrell to his left.
Like I said before, this is a passing team.
You're going to keep up the middle, and that's going to be cut back to the end zone, nearly to the goal line. See if they call him down short. They do at about the 2-yard line. And we have an injured player on the field, and we're going to go to a commercial break. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
So this is the reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home in sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails, brand new homes now starting at $600,000, quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. This is definitely the worst part of the game, is when you see a kid down on the field, especially a high school kid. It really stings.
It does. Yeah, either home team or opposing team, it's not a good thing to see one down.
Yeah, we never want to see injuries, no matter who the player is. As the players up on their own feet, they're walking to the sidelines under their own power. As it looks like that's number 10, Shumway, the quarterback. So at least for the next play, the Bobcats will have to bring in the backup quarterback. As my eyesight could be wrong, the player hasn't quite turned their back yet. Doesn't look like they're going to. Ball is first and goal on the Rebels 3. Defense needs to stop here. 8:40 to go in the town of Randolph, third quarter. As the Bobcats come out with, it looks like Farrell at quarterback for the Bobcats. Aaron's in the backfield next to him. Farrell's going to get it. He's going to go right up the middle. And it looks like he stopped short. Nice play there by Trey Walker as they try a quarterback keeper up the gut with Farrell in the backfield. If you're the Rebels, though, you see Farrell in the backfield, you have to think he's getting the ball. They'll bring up second and goal from the 3-yard line.
Looks like that was Stone Pebbles that went down on the other team, but it looks like he's up and he's doing all right on the other sideline.
As Farrell is the quarterback again. He's going to keep it to the right side this time. Trey Walker gets his hands to him. Can't quite take him down. The Rebels are going to tackle him short of the end zone. That brings up third and goal as Farrell. They're trying to feed Farrell after the quarterback Shumway went out with an injury. It's Farrell they're trying to feed. And if you're the Bobcats, that's not a bad plan.
No, it's not.
If your best player can't get you 3 yards, that's tough. But here comes Shumway back into the game. That's good to see him back on the field. He's running pretty gingerly, but it's good to see that he's all right and able to continue. As that'll bring up third and goal from the Rebel 2-yard line. Ball is on the right hash. 1 receiver to the left, 3 to the right. Shumway in the shotgun. Gets the snap, looks to pass. They throw right away to Dukes. He's going to throw that to the ground. Incomplete. As that'll bring up 4th and goal. Bobcats with a decision here. They have a kicker who can make this field goal, but do they want to go for the score, for the touchdown in the lead? And it looks like the Bobcats are going to go for the score in the end zone. As it'll be 4th and goal from the Bobcats, too. 7:02 to go in the town of Randolph. In the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Shumway in the shotgun.
Rich has got to shut him down right here.
And we're going to get a timeout called by the Bobcats sideline. They're going to want to talk about this one. Big play in the game. Not a bad idea for the Bobcats.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this close to the end zone, you got to talk about it.
With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The Rebels lead on the station on main scoreboard, 24-21 with 7:02 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The Rebels defense facing a 4th and goal from their own 2-yard line. Chance right here for a big stop for the Rebels. As the teams continue to talk about it, the player that went out a couple plays ago before the 1st and goal was the quarterback, Gavin Shumway, and that kind of limited what the Bobcats could do offensively. But they're going to come out 4th and goal from the Rebel 2. Shumway comes out in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield. They send a receiver in motion. They're going to hand to him. Reverse play, double pass. Shumway's open. Incomplete. Rebels defense stands. Turnover on downs. 1st and 10 Rebels from their own 2-yard line. Big stop there from the defense as they tried a little Philly special a la Super Bowl New England Patriots versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This time it doesn't work. Rebels will take over. That turnover is brought to you by the town of Garden City. Rebels lead on the station on main scoreboard, 24-21. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 2.
They faked it one, faked it twice, and then tried to pass.
Interesting decision trying to pass back to your quarterback who was injured 2 plays ago. As the Rebels come out, they're going to have the ball on their own 2-yard line. There's 6:53 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Rebels offense needs to get some yards here on this play. Try to get out of the shadow of your end zone. As Hunter Pace will be the quarterback under center. And we get a whistle blown. As I think the line judge had to call an official timeout. That's over. Trips to the right as Pace under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. They give to Perry up the middle, finds a hole, and he's going to rumble his way out to about the 7-yard line. Nice run there from Max Perry. Get yourself some space on offense. They'll bring up second down and about 3 for the Rebels on their own 8-yard line. As that's where Max Perry become a weapon. He keeps those legs moving. He's not going to go backwards. Max Perry for 7 yards on 1st and 10.
That's one thing with packing the ball. You keep your legs chopping, you can go a long ways.
Rebels come out, trips to the right. Pace under center. He's going to hand to Perry again up the middle. Why not? Perry bounces off a couple of tackles. Keeps his legs moving. He's still going. Max Perry dragging the whole entire town at Thermopolis with him all the way out to the 23-yard line. Max Perry makes a play for the Rebels offense.
This is getting to be some good football here now.
Max Perry absolutely refuses to go down, as I shortchanged him a little bit on that run as he gets the ball all the way out to the 27-yard line from the 9. That's a run of 20 yards right up the gut where he was hit immediately. He kept his legs churning. Max Perry trips right. Max Perry in the backfield again. Hunter Pace under center. Pace gets the snap. Pace is going to keep it around the right side. Cuts back to the middle of the field. Out across the 30-yard line to about the 32. As Hunter Pace makes some magic in the backfield. Picks up about 6 as they're going to spot him down at the 31. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Rebel offense. They lead 24-21 on the Station on main scoreboard. 5:22 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As the Rebels face a 2nd and 6 on offense, that last first down was brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. Rebels come out in the I formation, 2 receivers to the left. Pace hands to Noah Perry. Noah Perry on the right side, enough for the first down out across the 40, and he keeps driving. Runs the defender out of bounds with him, out to about the 44-yard line on the near side. Noah Perry picks up enough for the LSR Refrigerated 1st and 10. As the Rebels started this possession from their own 2-yard line, they're now on their own 44-yard line, as they're going to have to get to the Bobcat 44 to pick up another first down. It's 1st and 10, which is brought to you by the LSR Refrigerated. 4:58 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Hunter Pace is going to come out under center. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Final instructions given to the players behind him. As Pace gets the snap, hands to Perry up the middle. Noah Perry out across the 50 into Bobcats territory to about the 49. It's been the Perrys.
The Perrys has been moving this ball good.
As that'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for the Rebel offense. They hurry up. Pace under center. I formation. He's going to give to Max Perry. As Max Perry looks like he dropped the ball. It's going to be Bobcats football. The Rebels turn it over again.
Yeah, this is not one thing you want to see right now.
As it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on their own 48-yard line. Rebels make another mistake. This time with 4:30 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Their defense will have to hold here. As Shumway and company will hit the field. As they've got 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right to start the formation. As Farrell is lined up to the right of Shumway. Shumway in the shotgun. Gets the snap. He hands to Farrell around the outside as he is blocked. And we're going to get a flag on the play as Farrell cuts back up the field. It's going to be all for naught as Carter Hoffman was held on the play. That's going to bring it all the way back for the Bobcats. Hoffman did a good job selling that hold as he was trying to get away.
Yeah, he did.
And the referees caught it. That's going to bring up 1st down and about 20 for the Bobcat offense. But that's the effort you want to see on defense from Carter right there. That is completely an effort call because if he just stays on the block and doesn't try to escape the block to make the play, then it's not going to be a penalty call. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Bobcats as that play went for about 20 yards, but it'll back the Bobcats up Be first and about 20 from their own 40-yard line. Shumway's in the shotgun. He drops back to throw. They try that screen over the middle. Finds Farrell. Farrell's going to cut to the outside. Cuts back to the middle as Riker Hoffman and Carter Hoffman are there to make the play. They'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Bobcats offense. 4:06 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Rebels lead 24-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard. They'll bring up 2nd down and 11. That's a good play to get a big chunk of that back for the Bobcats. Bobcats come out. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Farrell in the backfield. Shumway gets the snap. It's low. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be spun down by a blitzing Noah Perry. As Noah Perry got into the backfield, made enough contact with Shumway where Shumway fell down behind the line of scrimmage. That is a 3-yard loss on 2nd and 11. They'll bring up 3rd and 14 with 3:28 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As this is a good opportunity here for the defensive line to pin their ears back, and we wanted to see some sacks. This is a good opportunity. If you're the defensive lineman, you got to be licking your chops.
Yeah, these guys got to step it up. They're doing a dang good job, too.
3:15 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Shumway in the shotgun. Farrell is to his left. They send Farrell in motion. As Shumway drops back to pass, he's going to throw. As there's no one over there for the Rebels, as Stonehouse is there to make the play. That's going to be enough for a first down. No one on the Rebels defense went to that side of the ball.
No, nobody did. He was open.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. 2:49 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As the Bobcats have the ball on the Rebels, 36-yard line, 1st and 10. As the Bobcats come out, trips to the right. As they're trying to use as much clock as possible on their way down the field as they don't want the Rebels to get the ball back with very much time on the clock. Shumway in the shotgun. Farrell behind him. Shumway's going to fake the throw, run it up the middle, and he is going to be wrapped up by a couple of Rebels. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 for the Bobcats. Jack Bell in on that tackle.
Carson Muirbrook was the other one to assist him on that, too.
Bring up 2nd down in about 8 with 2:07 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Make that 7 as the Bobcats come out in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. Shumway gets the ball. He fakes. He's going to throw left. Has a man open, and that's Dukes. Dukes catches the ball on his way to the end zone. He looks like he's going to be short of the goal line. That'll bring up 1st and goal for the Bobcats at the 2-yard line as Delmonte Dukes hauls in.
This is a bad case of deja vu. It seems like we were here just a few plays ago.
The 45-yard reception for Dukes as the Bobcats try to sneak it in, and they're pushed right back. As Hunter Pace gets in there, makes a play. They push the Bobcats back. They try to quarterback sneak. That didn't go anywhere. With 1:29 to go, I think the Rebels call a timeout. And we're going to stay here. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels defense needs another stop here as the offense, once again, they fumbled the ball. They were marching the ball down the field, and that is 3 lost fumbles for the offense today.
We got to have a replay of what happened back here on the 2-yard line before.
Rebels defense has been here before. They've made the stop. 1:23 to go. They lead 24-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard here in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As this is a huge play for the Rebels. Brings up 2nd down. And goal from about the 1.
Looks like Coach Corney is down there giving them a little bit of 1-2, 1-2 talk down there on the field.
Of course, defensive coordinator Lex Cornea. As the Rebels, we'll see what they come out with defensively. As the Bobcats, they need about 1 yard to get to the line, to get to the goal line. And I do like calling a timeout here if you're the Rebels, just because they're going to get 4 plays in a minute 30. You might as well, if you can't stop them, you're going to need the clock on your
you
side.
need the clock all you can get to go back the other way.
But your defense makes a stop here. Becomes a little bit of a moot point. As it's going to be 2nd and goal from about the half-yard line. The ball's on the left hash. 24-21, Rebels lead on the station on main scoreboard. Shumway, shotgun, trips to his left. Farrell's the back in the backfield. As Shumway gets the snap, he's going to pitch it to Farrell. Farrell around the outside, tries to get to the goal line, and he does. Touchdown, Bobcats. Bobcats will take a 27-24 lead over the Rebels. As we got a penalty on the play, though, we'll see what this is called. This will be a big play, depending on what the foul is. Referees are talking. They point towards the Bobcats end zone. See what the official call is. Unsportsmanlike. It's going to be a celebration penalty against the Bobcats, which is huge. That'll be added to the kickoff. That'll back the Bobcats up 15 yards again on the kickoff, as the Bobcats now lead 27-24. This is a big extra point to put them up 4. As it'll be McCumber to kick it. Waiting on a ball boy to get behind the goalpost to field the ball. And the official to get back to his position. Snaps good, holds good, kick on the way. It is through the uprights and good. With 1:26 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter, the station on main scoreboard now reads the the Bobcats 28, the Rebels 24. And if you're the Rebels, you're excited to get the ball back because your offense has moved the ball down the field pretty well. You just got to hold on to it.
Got to hold on. We can't make any mistakes. The little mistakes is what's catching us.
But speaking of mistakes, on that touchdown, I believe it was Farrell. He stood up and chucked the ball, and that's what got them called for an unsportsmanlike penalty. That'll back them up 15 yards on the kickoff. And that could be huge.
That's in our advantage. I hope we can get this right here and go with it.
As it'll be Perry, Walker, and Stonehouse back deep, as Trey Walker's trying to tell his front line to move forward because that ball is going to be marked back to about the, looks like the 25-yard line is where the kick's going to take place. I don't think the Bobcats realize it either, but the official's standing on the 25 with the ball. With 1:26 to go, you have 2 timeouts left in the second half. Rebels have plenty of time to make something happen as they trail 28-24 on the station on main scoreboard. 1:26 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. It'll be Farrell to kick it away.
Looks like we have Perry back here in the backfield on 25-yard line.
Farrell approaches, kicks it. That's going to be a short kick. Fielded by Trey Walker at the 40. Walker lets Perry advance in front of him. He's going to stiff arm a man out across the 50. Keeps going up the field to the 45. Trey Walker with a return to the Bobcat 45-yard line. Big play there for the Rebels. 1:18 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. They're on the Bobcat 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Rebels.
That was a good return. Now we just got to keep the winner in ourselves. We got to keep pushing it back to our end zone here.
Hunter Pace is getting some final instructions from head coach Tyson Larson. So he goes out to the field. Rebels will take over. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of the Bobcats. 43 yards for a win. Let's see what the Rebels can do. As Hunter Pace comes out under center. Max Perry is the back in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right. They give to Walker on the reverse. Walker's going to get out across the 40-yard line. Pick up about 6 on the play. Rebels offense needs to go. 1:09 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. They need to huddle up. Actually, they're going to call a timeout on the sideline. With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to the town of coldest temps and warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing that a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Savey and council members Raymond Franson, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and Monica Schultes, with clerk Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Ridge Rebels!
Back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. 2nd down and 5. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football. 2nd down and 5 from the Bobcat 45. Carter Hoffman under center for the Rebels. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. They give to Hoffman on the Hoffman's going to run the option. He's going to pitch it to Perry. Perry out across the 35 to about the 34. He's going to be short of the first down. But the Rebels go out of bounds on that play. Actually, they're going to give him the first down. Good job there from Max Perry to get out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:07 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. It's going to be Rebels football on the 34-yard line of the Bobcats. 1:07 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The Rebels trail 28-24 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Carter Hoffman under center, trips to the right. Perry's the back in the backfield. Hoffman. They're going to run the option the other way. Hoffman cuts it upfield. Pitches to Perry at the last second. We're going to get a flag on the play. Max Perry is tackled at about the 25. I think this is coming back. That's an illegal block in the back against the Rebels. That'll back them up 10 yards. A replay first down. That's a big penalty called against the Rebels. 59 seconds to go in the Bear Lake Community Health Center fourth quarter. Excuse me, in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As the Rebels have to get the play, they have to call the play, get to the line of scrimmage, and snap it right away as the clock will resume on the whistle. And they do just that. As that brings up first down and about 20 for the Rebels. They send Perry in motion as Pace throws a pass out to Perry. Perry's going to try to get to the outside. Nicely done. The ball's on the ground, and that is going to be recovered by the Bobcats. They're actually going to call Perry down, though. Max Perry was down. The officials called Perry down as they're going to huddle up, as it looked like Max Perry was on the ground when that ball came out. They're going to give the Bobcats the ball.
They did.
Unbelievable. The Bobcats are going to win the game on another fumble by the Rebels offense. Fortunately, we don't have instant replay, so we can't bring that play back to you, but
yeah, I could have swore his knees were on the ground.
But as it stands, it's going to be victory formation for the Bobcats. They're going to win this ball game 28-24. As they get the snap, Shumway kneels it down.
Run the clock out now.
As 37 seconds to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Looks like the Rebels are going to let the clock run out as they'll have to snap the ball one more time. As the players are shaking hands at the line of scrimmage. One more snap, and that'll do it for us here. As Shumway takes the snap, kneels it down, and that is going to do it for us here in Thermopolis, Wyoming, as the Bobcats win 28-24. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. This is the end of the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. We'll be back with the postgame show after this.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
A healthy smile improves life in many ways. Fresher breath, increased confidence, and better overall health. Dr. Sean Grohl and his team at Comprehensive Family Dental have been supporting Rich Rebels for over 25 years. Call today and schedule your next appointment. Go Rebels!
supporting the Rich Rebels and everything they do. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation in Randolph provide services to Rich Rebel fans every day. Auto repair, tires, sand, and gravel. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation on Main Street in Randolph. Stop in today.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome to the Epic Recreation Postgame Show. Make your next vacation an epic one with rentals at Bear Lake, cabins, boats, ATVs, inner tubes, fat tire bikes, everything you need to make your next vacation epic. Year-round rentals. Visit epicrecreation.net. Today's game had some great plays. Let's look at those plays right now during the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Gourmet sandwiches made fast and fresh every day. Get your delicious sandwich today. I had one. It was great. 113 Front Street in Evanston. And we're going to recap this game really quickly as we're waiting for my statistics thing to reload. As we go to the stats, Rebels dropped this one 28-24 on the station on main scoreboard. As the Rebels open the scoring, Hunter Pace finds Trey Walker for 10 yards and a touchdown. Rebels would try the field goal attempt after the touchdown. A fumbled snap led to Hunter Pace finding Jaden Desch for 2. Thermopolis responds with an 11-yard touchdown run from Rhodey Farrell. The point after is good. Rebels lead 8-7 at that point. Rebels would open the second half. Trey Walker runs for a 51-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion is converted by Hunter Pace. Rebels led 16-7 at that point. Thermopolis would respond with Shawway finding the end zone 55 yards out. Point after is good. 16-14. Bobcats score again as they find Farrell for a 13-yard touchdown. Point after is good. At that point, the Bobcats led 21-16. Trey Walker finds the end zone from 1 yard out to give the Rebels 27-24 lead. 24-21 lead. And then with 1:26 to go in the game, Farrell finds the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. That makes the score 28-24 after the PAT. Some statistics from today's matchup. The Rebels had 332 yards of offense. The Bobcats 371. Both teams ran 52 plays. Rebels 6.4 yards per play. Bobcats 7.1. Passing. Rebels were 4 of 7 for 24 yards, while the Bobcats were 15 of 26 for 246. Both teams threw for a touchdown and an interception. Rushing attempts. The Rebels had 308 yards. That's about the average that the Bobcats give up each game. 45 attempts for the Rebels at 6.8 per. 26 attempts for the Bobcats, 4.84. As the turnover battle is where the Rebels lost this game, as they had 5 fumbles. They lost 4 of them and an interception. That's 5 total turnovers without factoring in turnovers on downs. Turnovers were a huge part in this game as the Rebels fall to the Bobcats 28-24 as the Bobcats win their first game of the year. Stay tuned for the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game, the Player of the Game, and the Post-Game Diagnostics Report, brought to you by Stacy's Repair when you're tuned in to the Epic Recreation Post-Game Show on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
When you drive on the best tires that are rotated, balanced, and inflated properly, you can save money 2 ways. The best tires can reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. That saves you money in the long run. The best tires can also improve your overall miles per gallon. That helps you save every time to fill up at the pump. At Freeway Tire in Evanston, we offer the best tires with the best service for every vehicle. Make sure you're running on the best tires you can. Visit Freeway Tire today, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation Postgame Show. We're broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Dr. McKay Frankham, Precision Family Dentistry at affordable prices. Call for an appointment today, 307-789-8910. And for the Rebels, we have to give the precision play of the game to Trey Walker, who rushed the ball in from 51 yards out, made a nice few cuts out in the open field, showed why he's electric in the open field and why Trey Walker is our Dr. McKay Franklin precision play of the game. And he's also going to be our player of the game as he finishes with 2 touchdowns, both rushing. Excuse me, it's 3 touchdowns, 1 receiving, 2 rushing, as Trey Walker is our player of the game. Coming up next, our Stacy's Repair post-game diagnostics report. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels Sports. The final score on the Station on Main scoreboard was the Bobcats 28, the Rebels 24. We'll be back after this.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show. Make your next vacation epic. Visit epicrecreation.net. We're broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth, and it is time for our Stacy's Repair postgame diagnostics report. And I think this one's very simple. Turnovers. Turnovers killed the Rebels. They had 4 fumbles lost and an interception. That's 5 total turnovers, not including a couple of turnover on downs. So make that 7 turnovers for the Rebels offense. And they march the ball down the field against the Bobcats defense. They hold on to the ball, maybe only fumble twice. The Rebels win this ball game. Turnovers were definitely the cause of the loss. You put your defense in a bad spot against a really good offensive team that could move the ball down the field. That's one thing we knew about the Bobcats coming in, is that they could move the ball. But they forced turnovers today, and that's why the Bobcats won the game. It was turnovers. This has been the postgame diagnostics report sponsored by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Stay tuned for the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau calendar update. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Looking forward to the coming week on the Bear Lake Convention Visitors Bureau calendar update. That's Convention and Visitors Bureau. And next week, both teams, the Rebels volleyball team and the Rebels football team, they only play on Friday. It is homecoming week, as we'll have the homecoming football game against Lovell. That game is slated for a 4 p.m. start, while the Rebels volleyball team, their varsity team, will take on Manila, and that game is slated for a 10 p.m. start. As we'll have a lot of homecoming coverage for you. We'll have coverage of the parade and coverage of both the games as much as possible, as there might be a little overlap. As we try to find where the cross-country team will be, as there's also a Rich High School homecoming bonfire at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. As that is your Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau calendar update. When you're thinking about spending some time at beautiful Bear Lake, make sure you visit the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau website. They have great information about year-round activities, places to stay, eat, and more. Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. Plan your next vacation today. Visit bearlake.org. Once again, the final score in today's game on the Station on Main scoreboard is the Rebels dropped this ball game 28-24 to the Thermopolis Bobcats. Tune in for coverage next week of the homecoming football game and the homecoming volleyball game, when the Rebels will take on Lovell in football and they'll take on Manila in volleyball. We'll be on the air for both of those games at approximately about 3:30 for pregame for the football game. We're going to play by ear if we have a pregame for the volleyball game. But until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC.